Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is Master Ego. We also have Night Shame, Dievcler, and Pixel on.
Yo.
Okay, so can they hear us? That's the one question.
They should be able to hear you, yeah. You can go ahead.
Alright. Okay.
Also, the volume sounds okay.
Yeah, the volume should be fine, yeah.
I mean, as long as they can hear me and Dive and Pixel and not Kenneth, then that'll be fine.
Everyone besides me.
Everybody besides the stream runner.
Yeah, you're good to go, man. You're good to start.
That's a loud mic. That's what Gaming Square said.
It's a loud mic from who?
Hello there, Dragon. How have you been? Are you enjoying yourself some Metroid?
Are you talking to me? I forgot that Dragon game is
I don't know who just did that. Okay, so you said that we're free to start?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Alright. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, based off of like last week, we had a campaign that we were running, and according to Pixel, he suggested an idea for the campaign as well, you know, as they were in it. And what happened is, after they defeated the bloated zombie, they decided to take a rest into the last room that they came out of because, well, Dark Eyes suffered a really bad beating. And they also wanted a break as well. So, unfortunately, what happened, and the reason why we're saying this, is because Kenneth's computer had a problem. And so it sadly shut down the stream. However, we're luckily able to compromise with that, and we will move on from that rate. So, it'll be better from this point, and it's not going to be as troublesome. Hopefully, this campaign for tonight, we will continue for at least 2 to 3 hours, seeing as to how it goes. And if we reach a safe zone at around the 2-hour mark, then we can stop there if Kenneth wishes. But if we can extend it another hour, then that works fine. Either way, that's the duration we're looking at.
Well, I don't have work really tomorrow, so...
Hey, that's up to you. You can do whatever you wish.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna be I'm just gonna be running your game
Okay,
and your
sounds good.
pain.
Him at pain, like last time.
Wait, what? You didn't hear that? All right. Anyways, now then, so from where we last left off, you three gentlemen have decided to take refuge and camp out in the last room. The last room itself is pretty safe. The room itself is pretty warm, but it's pretty damn dark, kind of. However, you could see light from outside of like the bricks and stuff because it's obviously like really like rusty and old. And then you three gentlemen decide to wake up, with Pixel waking up first. Pixel, you wake up, and where exactly are you putting yourself in the room? Would you just be like sitting up against the wall? Would you just be like laying on the middle of the ground? Like where would you be?
I would be laying against a wall.
All right, so you're laying up against a wall, and
Against around a corner.
all right, that's fine. So you're laying up against the wall around the corner, and you open up your eyes, and you kind of rub them a bit, and then you are able to get up, and you could see. All right, where is Dive gonna be at, or Naguk? Where are you gonna be at, Naguk?
Well, I was next to the iron door.
You were next to the iron door, but
Yeah.
you three were gonna be sleeping in the other room, which is kind of what we all agreed on. So,
Okay, well, I'm gonna be sitting down on the floor, laying my back against the wall.
all right. How about you, Dark Eyes?
I'm just laying against the wall.
All right, which wall though?
Um,
Like, are you laying against the wall by the desk? The door that you guys went into the cafeteria into, like, you know.
sure, the one we went into the into the cafeteria.
Which wall? The nice wall here.
The nice wall. Yeah. All right. So you wake up, Pixel, right? You wake
Right.
up, and oh yeah. Let's see. Dive, what weapon did you have?
I have a long sword.
All right. So Pixel, you wake up, and you kind of stand up. And you could see it dive, and you could see you could see yeah, you could see dive, and you could see Kenneth up against the wall. Dive, did you have your sword out while you're sleeping? Because I don't think you have a holster or anything.
Yeah, I don't have a holster, so yeah, I do have my sword out.
All right. So Pixel, you wake up, and the very first thing that you notice when you wake up is you looked at Dive's sword, right? You looked at Dive's sword, and you see that there's something wrong with it.
Naguk.
You can see that there's something like weird going on with this sword, and you
Like,
can
what
see.
kind of weird?
You know where he stabbed the heart of that zombie, and he
Yeah.
had it stuck on his sword still, but he forgot to take it off. Let me give you a spoiler.
So it grew.
His sword is cursed.
Oh.
Wait, really?
You'll find out soon enough. You don't know exactly what's going on with it, but since you are a cleric, you know that that sword is cursed. And you can see that the harp that was onto it, it literally blended itself into the sword, and the sword itself is completely black, and you can see some engraves and a little bit of lines attached to Dive with the sword as well. Kind of like
So-
it literally
Oh my
grew onto his hands.
Oh. So
What is
is
your
his
first move?
hand gone, or
His hand is not gone, but you're seeing this from a distance. So go ahead and make your move. Dive does not know this, however. But go
Can
ahead. What would you like to try?
Can I wake
Yeah, excuse me.
Can I wake Naguk and Dark Eyes up right quick?
How exactly are you gonna wake him up? Are you gonna like reach over and pat him on the shoulder or something?
I'm gonna like not yell it out, but like sort of like calmly say, "Hey, something's wrong. Wake up."
All right, roll a charisma.
Charisma.
Wait, you
D20.
have to roll
Oh
charisma for
yeah,
that?
we'll have to go back. Yes. Let's go on
What is
again
he trying to do?
servers. He's trying to wake him up.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, that's a 1. Starting out great.
Okay,
Let me take a look. Let me take a look.
Pixel's too timid.
All right. Okay, so you rolled a 1. All right. Well, here's what happened. So you basically walk over the dive and you say, "Hey! Hey! Wake up!" And then suddenly,
I think you're peeking.
you waked both, you wake Dark Eyes up as well too because you were really loud. Suddenly, Dive suddenly wakes up too, and the sword itself suddenly,
huh?
suddenly, unless yes, all right.
Suddenly, not abruptly.
Do you want me to kill you? Don't be a smartass, Dive. You're the one in trouble here.
Fair, PG.
I'm aware. Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Now, you're in big danger right now, Dive. I'm telling you that. So, what happened is, since you rolled a really bad roll as well, the sword and the blade of it actually grew an eye on it, right? And on the edges of the blades as well, they sprouted out teeth. And they began to shoot out at Pixel, one by one.
For yelling?
It looked to me like you scared it.
To shut out his own teeth.
You scared it. Now, Pixel, roll reflex
What do I
saving
roll?
throw. You're gonna have to roll a saving throw because the sword itself is literally attacking you out of Dive's control.
7 and.
7.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Great.
one of the teeth managed to strike you on the arm.
How much
Yes.
damage do I roll?
Let's see. I'm gonna roll that for you. It's gonna have to be it's a 1d4. Do not worry. Or I'm sorry, wrong thing. Here's a copy paste. Don't worry, you're not gonna take 6 damage. All right.
Okay, 1
So
damage.
basically, the teeth on the blade, like it shot out like 3 at you, and one of them like manages to like scrape past your arm, dealing just a little bit of damage.
Alright, that's fine.
Yes. Now, Dive's turn.
Okay, well, I've been...
As you wake up, you can see that the sword itself literally has itself attached to you on your hand, and it looks like you can't even let it go. Your hand itself seems to be like engraved upon it. However, you do not feel any pain of any sort.
Okay, well, I started...
And your hand itself has actually become black.
Okay,
And you
well-
even grown a few claws too.
Oh, really?
On your hand, yes.
Oh. Okay. Can I open my hand? Or is the
Oh.
sword just stuck to my fingers?
It's stuck to your fingers at the moment.
Okay, so I can at least open my hands.
However, the sword itself, it seems like it's actually out of control in a sense. The sword itself actually is wanting to try and attack Pixel because it seems like it's its own threat. So what the sword tries to do now, it tries to like chase after him, and it's kind of like bringing you along with it as well. If that makes sense. It's kind of
Yeah.
dragging your body a little bit, and it's trying to reach him. What is your next move?
My next move is to resist, like trying to
Roll a
avoid
fortitude.
attacking pigs. Fortitude? What's fortitude?
That's your saving throw.
Constitution. Okay, that's fine. Fuck. 14.
You successfully was able to resist it, and you kind of just like with your left hand, you grabbed your other hand, and you just like pulled yourself back away from it, and you just like, how to say it? You were successfully able to resist it, and you just stopped yourself in place. But the sword itself still seems like it's actually aggressive, and it looks like it's actually been morphed over the nighttime. Something happened to your sword, and it's obviously cursed. However, what you do know now is that your sword does a hell of a lot more damage, and it has more ranged attacks. But it seems like the sword itself is hostile towards good alignments.
Oh.
And it's actually attached to you, and you literally cannot get rid of it.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
However, what you could try and do is you can maybe give it a shot, pretty low chance, to try and actually control the sword itself. Because the sword a little while ago, before Pixel was screaming at the top of his lungs, the sword itself was just black. Like, it was just straight up black. But as soon as he screamed, the sword itself literally, it looked like it woke up, like an eye appeared on the hilt, and then teeth started sprouting all around the blade, and it looks like it was actually shooting projectiles out as well. So you could say the sword actually has like a frenzy thing to it. And then, that's the thing too, the sword itself seems like it's actually very aggressive, only in combat, but when it's not in combat, or when there's no like crazy stuff going on, the sword itself looks just to be like a cursed black blade, but it doesn't attach itself to you on your hand. It seems like it only does that when it's aggressive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So basically, here's what the sword does now. Since it's actually cursed, and the teeth on it are actually very sharp, the sword itself actually can do 2d6 damage.
2d6?
2d6, which is a lot. That's the equivalence to a great sword.
Oh, wow.
You're making DF really powerful.
Hey.
This is on accident. Don't blame me.
This sword has negative stuff to it as well. Even though it's a strong blade, it is not like you guys. It hates you, and it wants to kill you. Both of you. It
Both
hates
of you are good
Pixel.
alignments.
Yeah, it literally like primarily goes after like good alignments or just about anybody. But it doesn't seem like it's hostile towards its own target. However, it does seem like it wants to consume it. And I will just warn you now.
Target or its own user?
Its own user, I mean. It doesn't like target, like, for example, the sword itself, it's not going to attack you, but you'll see why. You'll see why. You don't know what this strange creature is that's actually on your hands. But from what you do know is it came from the heart of the zombie that you stabbed.
Yeah, I noticed the heart is gone and there's nowhere to be found.
The heart itself blended into your sword.
Okay. Yeah.
You literally like cut out the heart of this strange zombie. So here's what's gonna happen now. Since you actually resisted, right? You pretty much just like grab a hold of your sword. But what would you wish to do now? Because you actually have it held.
I do. And I can't let it go because we're...
No, because if you let it go, it's literally gonna try and stab one of you guys.
I know. I'll try and control it.
Roll a will save.
Will? What's
Will.
will? Will's wisdom.
It's wisdom.
Well, here we go. 6.
You were unsuccessful. So you're pretty much just like held in one position but the sword itself still is like aggressive. You can even hear sounds of it coming out of it too, like growling and that kind of thing. The sword is actually alive. It's an actual organism. All right, Kenneth. Now it's your turn. You wake up and then you see this crazy stuff happening.
Yeah, you wake up abruptly.
Have we figured out what kind of magic it is yet?
Magic?
What do you mean?
It's cursed, right? So there's some kind of magic,
It is cursed.
right?
You don't know if it's magic.
Can I detect magic? It's one of my spells.
Go for it.
1 second here.
It's a spell that you can use. I don't think you have to roll for it though.
Really?
I
Okay.
don't think you have to roll for it, but I think you just use up a slot.
Okay, I'll just
to
detect magic then.
So you pretty much like wave your hand over it, and based off of what you can find, you cannot find too many magic signs onto it. But from what you do know is that it's something from a completely out of this world source. You don't have enough knowledge on this creature yet to actually figure out what it could be.
But it's not
But-
from this world.
Based off from this world. So, unfortunately, you cannot detect any sort of magic from it. It's very unknown.
Okay. So I guess there's
And
not
that-
much we can do right now. Let's just continue
And that
moving
uses up
forward.
your turn.
I use my turn for just detecting magic.
Unfortunately. Whenever you're
Yeah.
using magic and that kind of thing, it actually uses up a full round turn.
I don't think that happened last time. Okay.
What magic did you use before?
I used the magic to light up my key, and then I went out to do stuff.
Oh, that's because it was a youth thing at the time. And well,
That's
anyways.
fine. I'm fine. That's just
It wasn't a
Anyways.
combat thing.
Yeah, it wasn't a combat thing or anything, because you guys, technically, this is a combat situation.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is a combat situation, because literally Dive has a freaking growing freak on his hand that wants to kill both of you. And it's still berserk at the moment.
Let's
So-
chill it out. Calm it down.
So as you can see from the sword, from where it shot the spikes out, or the teeth, and which was actually at the very top, you could see that the teeth actually grew back.
Uh-huh.
Now, Pixel, it's your turn.
Alright, Pixels, try and calm it down.
I would like to use my special ability, turn or rebuke undead.
This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh!
Did you say, are you trying to use Turn Undead?
Yes.
Alright, so you're trying to use it on the sword per se?
Yes.
Alright. Oh man, it's been a while since somebody's used Turn Undead on something. You'll have to give me just a mere moment. So you're using Turn or Rebuke Undead?
Which is the one to basically expel it.
And it can actually, yeah, it can pretty much like, it just takes care of like a lot of undead sort of stuff.
Hmm.
It's actually like, it's actually a special ability that clerics have. Like Turn or Rebuke Undead. And it works really good against undead creatures. So you're going to be using this exactly on the
I'm
sword?
trying to expel the like
My
the
long
undead energy, I guess.
Alright. Let's see. I don't know if you have to roll for this. Oh, okay. Alright, let's see. Turning check to see how powerful you can turn. Alright, so the first thing you do is roll a turning check to see how powerful an undead creature you can turn. Charisma check. Cleric with 5 more ranks and knowledge. Okay, so you basically you're rolling for charisma.
Okay.
You're rolling for charisma. You're doing 1d20 plus your charisma modifier,
Which is 0.
which is 0.
17.
Alright. So you pretty much let's see. So you're basically trying to like drive off whatever is on this sword, correct?
Correct.
Alright. So you pretty much with your one hand, you were able to
What
Like,
if
with
the
the-
F clear didn't? What if Naguk didn't want you to do this? Maybe he was like, "It's so powerful now."
Yeah,
Well,
but I'd rather
well,
him
well.
not be killing me.
I'm just
Well.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, to finish his turn, he has waved up his hand like he raised it up, and then you can see some white glowing come out of his hand and sprinkle down, and then you can see it radiate the sword, and then all of a sudden you can hear some shrieking coming from the sword itself, and as he uses the spell, you can see the black melt like pouring down off of it and hitting the ground and basically vanishing and evaporating in the air. You could see that the sword itself is pretty much just like coming off of his body, slowly but surely. And so the sword pretty much becomes normal again. And you were able to get it onto his hand as well. And
Yay.
as you can see, the teeth fall off and they basically fall on the ground and they just like evaporate into the air.
That was creepy.
So Dive is back to normal, and his normal long sword stats go back to normal too.
Okay.
However, you can feel your arm feeling a bit itchy
Whose?
from the teeth that struck your arm.
Ah.
Now, let's see. Dive's turn. Dive.
Fair enough.
You feel very strange right now.
Uh-huh.
You feel very strange right now. You literally feel like, how do I describe it? It's like someone put wax all over your hand and literally just like ripped it off. And you can see that the sword has actually gone back to normal. There's no scratches on it, surprisingly. Nothing has been damaged or changed on the sword whatsoever. It almost even looks like it's repaired. So you can also see that your hand is back to normal. You have not lost any health, and you are back to normal
Okay.
as well. Pretty scary, I know. Be careful next time. Especially when you're dealing with monsters you don't know much about.
Okay, then.
Oof.
Alright. Okay, Dive, it's your turn. Go for it.
What do I do? That's a good question.
Well,
we can go back to that door or something, or
well, you guys can go back into the cafeteria, and you can try and leave the area, or you could do what you did last game.
I would
Those are
like
your
to
decisions.
check on my wound if it's if I can go.
On your turn.
Okay.
so yeah. Nagook. So like we found that the metal door and then another door that led up somewhere. So if you want to go check the metal door first or something.
Okay, well, sure. I'll check the metal door.
You hear a loud sound occurring from the cafeteria. You hear banging as well.
From the
The door is
cafeteria?
closed, but you cannot see what's behind it. All of you can hear the sound. You can hear like the
I don't like the
clinging
sound
of
of that.
pots, and you can hear some breaking too.
I don't like the sound of that.
What is your next move, Dive?
Well, first I'm at the iron door, correct? And I'm going to see if I can open it.
Go ahead and open it.
Okay, I opened it.
So you went up to the door, and you successfully opened it. It is not locked in any way. It is completely unlocked.
Okay.
And from what you see inside the cafeteria, you could see that a giant part of the cafeteria, like the wall, has been completely broken outside of it. And you can see that a giant portion of the cafeteria is just exposed. And you can see some black footprints that are leaving out of that wall too. And
like
you can see
like something escaped.
pretty much. And the footprints are like the size of trash can lids. And they're black. And they seem to like walk out of the cafeteria.
To which direction?
The left.
Okay.
My left?
Everyone's left.
I mean,
We're all facing the same way.
I think so.
alright,
What if I'm
anyways.
turned towards you, Pixel?
Anyways,
Hello?
I'm going,
Can you hear
I'm
me?
going to...
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Okay, my microphone accidentally unplugged itself. Alright, yeah. So it looks like it went to the left, but you don't see what the creature was. You just heard a really loud boom, like a break, and you can hear a lot of rubble coming down too. But you don't see anything. However, you can see the two doors ahead of you, but on the left, since with that giant hole in the wall, you can see outside that there's forest and trees and that kind of thing, and a lot of grass.
Okay, question. Is it nighttime?
It is not nighttime. I don't think you guys decided on that.
Decide on what?
I don't think you guys decided if you wanted it to be daytime or nighttime.
I don't think so either. We just didn't know. We didn't know what it was because we just landed in this dungeon.
Well, if Dark Eyes is fully healed, it's daytime. If he's not, then it's nighttime. then
Dark Ice is fully healed.
it's daytime.
Then it's
It is
daytime.
daytime. Alright.
Well,
So it's
I wouldn't know
daytime.
because I can see the outside.
We all rested, so definitely I'm healed.
Mm-hmm. So
Alright,
it's daytime, and you can see the outside, and you can see the two doors up ahead of you. Now it is Pixel's. I'm sorry, no. Now it's Dark Eye's turn.
Okay. Should we just try to leave this place now, guys? Since there's an opening.
My main concern is about the monster that just blew open the wall.
You don't know if it's a monster.
Should we? I don't know. I kind of want to go check it out. I kind of want to go see what's like.
A monster means anything, okay? Doesn't actually
Yeah,
have to
but
be specific.
what if it's a robot? I mean, it could be anything.
What if it's a good guy?
Yeah, what
Never
if it's a good guy? You know, what if it's a superhero?
I'm gonna go check out what. I'm gonna go check out a little bit outside from the because it opened up an outside area, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna
All right,
go.
so you're gonna like run outside.
I'm not gonna run outside. I'm gonna go. I'm not just gonna like burst outside. Like, I'm gonna take my time. So I'm just gonna.
And just yell loudly to wake up.
Everybody wake up!
Basically, that's what you rolled on your first one.
So I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go walk and take a look at what made. And kind of like inspect what's going on.
Roll a search check.
Alright.
Okay.
Roll inspect check.
Inspect check. 15.
That's a good roll. So since it's daytime, you can see a lot of what outside. Everything is like very bright. It's a beautiful day outside and that kind of thing too. So as you basically walk out, are you trying to peek out from like the corner of the
Yeah.
wall that's been broken?
Yeah. I'm not
Okay,
trying to get
so,
out yet.
Alright. So you pretty much walk out through the door and you like slowly shimmied away excuse me, against the wall, and you peeked out and you're trying to see what's outside. And as you can see outside, you can see the back of what seems to be the size of you could say a 20-foot tree. You could see a strange looking behemoth, but it has two legs and it's got two arms that are probably the size of, how do I say them? Let's just say they're the size of forklift trucks. And you can see but you're seeing the back of it though. You're not seeing the front of it. And you can see what happens to be two heads on both of its shoulders. And you can see a lot of spikes, or what appears to be spikes, could be anything else, erupting from its back. And then all of a sudden, you see that it is like running, and you can see it jump probably about 200 feet in the air, and it jumps out over the trees in the forest, and it looks to have ran off. And you can see that it's left a big trail of black footprints behind. And the footprints themselves, they look slimy. They look slimy, and they just seem very, like, flat-footed. They don't have any textures or anything, either. It's very strange.
So it must be running away from something.
And that'll be your turn. Alright,
Okay.
Pixel, now it's your turn.
That'll
Alright.
be it.
Now, I would like to check my wound from this fight.
Roll a search check.
All right. And my
Boop.
search is
It's a 2. Just kidding.
Yeah. Get a +2 bonus on it.
Oh
18.
You look on your little
no, it's
wound.
16 because it's
Oh, 16. I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I had 16.
Yeah.
So you basically pulled up like your sleeve, just so you could observe the wound. The wound itself is actually pretty small. You could say that the cut is about like an inch, like wide. It looks a bit infected, and and around the scratch portion, it's actually pretty red. So, and it's also very itchy too. And if you look deep inside of the wound, you can see that there's like a little bit of green pus coming out of it. In short, it does not look good.
I forget. Can you use special abilities like multiple times or
No.
no? Okay.
Nope. You can only use it once a day, I believe. Will that be your turn?
Well,
Because I mean, all you did was just lift up your shirt and you just like gave it a quick peek, which really took like 5-10 seconds.
it doesn't have to be his turn, right?
No, it doesn't have to be a full-on turn or anything. It was just a very quick thing. You literally just took a peek at it and you just looked at it closely, and then you pulled down your sleeve.
Well, I guess I will be joining Dark Eyes on
Lord
the search.
Dark Eyes.
You're not a lord yet.
I'm back.
Where'd you go?
I didn't know you
I
left.
was cleaning the kitchen, used the bathroom, and I don't know. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, it's quick. Okay. Now it is Dive's turn.
Yeah, when time for my
Do
turn.
you even know? Do you even know what happened?
No.
I mean,
Where
we
did
could.
it
I mean, Dive could also see it too. The creature, like Dive could literally just peek out from the door and like look ahead, and he could see the creature as well. But
So
he
you're talking
didn't.
about
I
this?
thought the creature went out of sight.
No, the creature. Well, I'm sorry. Yes, the creature like literally. You only saw it for like a few seconds, but then it jumped super high over the forest and literally over a bunch of trees. And then he just then you can't even see him at that rate. But what you can see is you could see a bunch of black footprints that he left behind.
Okay, so I'm gonna peek out too.
So you're
Michael-
gonna be peeking out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you are all right. Well, just to save time, let's just say you saw what Kenneth saw too,
Okay.
and then you can do your actual turn. So you didn't see the front of the creature, but you saw the back of it. And you could see that it had 2 heads, a bunch of spikes on its back, 2 really big arms that are like the size of forklift trucks, and its legs are massive. Like, you could say like in width, they're like 3 feet, and in height they're about like 10 feet.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
it's a big boy. It's a big monster.
So it is a monster.
Obviously, I mean it's not no clown, is it?
No.
You guys, since you have enough intelligence, it's obviously a monster.
hmm
If you had like an intelligence of 3, you wouldn't know what it is. You wouldn't know what it is. You probably could have mistaken it for a walking turd. Like at that rate,
It's a
that's
giant dust bunny.
basically.
Shaped in
Alright,
Hey, don't make me
Dust
don't make me put dust bunny enemies in this game. All right. Okay.
Just
Now
using
it
the
is Dive's turn. What would you like to do, Dive? What you can basically see at this rate is you can see the forest ahead of you, and you can see a pathway of trees and that kind of thing. And if you look onto your right, in the cafeteria, you can see that there is a door ahead, and on the left, and on the right. Basically the same doors where you were going to be exploring from last time. From that one door that you were already in, the one that's basically going to be exiting the place. What have you found in the desk? I don't know if you found anything.
You said I didn't find anything.
Yeah, you didn't find anything in those desks. It seemed like it was already raided.
Hmm.
And on the right door, Dark Eyes opened it, but you guys haven't explored it. It's basically like a stairway that curves upwards.
Okay.
So what
How
would
far are we
you?
above the ground?
Hmm?
How far are we above the ground? Like, is it? Can we jump down from it?
What do you mean? Hello?
Hello.
Sorry.
What do you mean? What do you mean by like far away above the ground?
Like, how far is the cafeteria room above the ground? Like,
You guys are on the first level. It's all on the first ground.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
hearing a lot of noise in the background.
You can literally just walk outside. Like you can literally walk out that wall and you'll be on grass. If that makes sense. You're on ground level. You're not like up high or anything. You're on like flat first ground.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then I'll walk outside and to the trees at the entrance of the
My
path.
God, what's going on over there? There's a lot of
Someone's
background.
vacuuming. Someone's vacuuming.
That's
Gotcha.
a vacuum? I thought someone was getting arrested. All right.
It did sound like someone was gonna
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All
I
right.
heard a siren.
So you're
So,
gonna be going out. So you're gonna be going out into the forest, correct?
Why are
Yeah.
we going after this thing? Are we like trying to get in trouble? Are we trying to get hurt?
You can do whatever you wish. You could go after it. You could trace its footsteps. You could do whatever you wish.
Dude, I just got destroyed by a zombie. Imagine what's gonna happen to me if we go after this thing.
Another thing as well. The body, right? The body that you guys killed. You notice that's not there anymore.
It just dissolved, right? Like it just.
You don't know that.
We don't know that.
I thought you said it did.
No.
It didn't dissolve. The corpse was still there. It's just you
Jeez.
could see,
Oh.
like I said before, when you chopped its head off and when Dive cut its heart out, you could see the blood pouring from it, and you could see that it's black, and it started spreading out like branches across the ground, and you could see that it was growing saplings off of the ground too.
Mhm.
It was that detail
only-
that I was describing. Did you
The only
notice
thing
that?
dissolved was the curse from my sword.
Exactly, with the turn of rebook. However, you did notice one thing. This creature or this organism that you're dealing with is obviously resemblance of an undead. It
Yeah,
seems
basically.
like it goes after the undead of some sort. But you don't know if it's magic or not. Because the thing that you're dealing with here is just very unknown at the moment. You don't have enough knowledge with it yet.
Alright, so I'm at the entrance of the path of the forest.
So you pretty much walk into the forest, and you can see that there's like a pathway. Outside of it, and if you look behind you as well, you can see that it is a pretty well-sized jail. And you can also see the doorway as well, and you can also see that there is a how do I describe those? It's like a tower head like a watchtower, that kind of thing. That seems to be
Mhm.
what was in the second room on the right, though.
Hmm.
And you can
Okay.
see that there's like a window open above it. And as for the entrance, you can see that there's like a pathway in front of it, but that seems to go somewhere as well. So, other pathways that you can actually choose, you can choose to go deeper into the forest, or you can go right in front of the path of the jail cell, if that makes sense.
So is he by himself?
He's not by himself. No, he's still like he's like 20 feet away.
So
He's
we're
he's
still
very close to you guys.
we're still inside, right?
Yeah, you're still inside, both of you.
Yeah.
Like I know, but Doc Eyes is like right by the damaged wall. He's not outside yet, but he's just right by it. And Pixel, he's still in. But he's just like, he was just checking on his wounds, that kind of thing, and then he decided to come out, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, what would you like to do next? Because you can either go deeper into the forest, or you can go that other pathway, like I mentioned. Oh, I forgot. Let me give you this, Kenneth. I completely forgot about this. Give me just 1 second.
A picture or something?
Yep.
So you said I can go
Here you
deeper
go.
into the forest.
Go
or
ahead.
just follow the path?
Go ahead and put this on there.
Yeah, it
So
should be on.
Um,
It's right there.
nice.
That's pretty much how the forest is going to be. Very bright, vibrant, and green. Lots of trees. But it's not like a lost forest or anything like that.
I see the footprints. So
You can see the footprints. Yes, you can see the footprints that are actually on the trail. But it leads deeper into the forest.
I guess we should
Okay.
go since this is where the story lies.
You can also there's other places you can go to as well, but you can choose this if you wish.
Well, I'm not gonna let Diev go by himself or Naguk go by himself. The party needs to stay together.
So you're
Well,
asking
he's
me...
not. Well, he's
Hold
not
on,
going.
hold on. So you're asking me if I want to go deeper into the forest or follow the path into the forest?
Oh, what I meant is, well, when you go deeper into the forest, that means you're following that path. But what
Oh,
I'm describing, right? What I'm basically describing here is when you went outside of that damaged wall, and if you was to like turn around, you could see the whole jail. Like you could see the whole building itself. And when you're looking on the left, you could see the door, which is like the entrance of the jail. And in front of the door, or in front of the entrance, you can see that there's like a trail, like a path that is in front of it. But it seems to go down elsewhere, and it looks like it's actually going towards a plains, which means there's not like a lot of trees or anything, but it's just like a big green field. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. So there's basically that pathway. But there's also a pathway that allows you to, go deeper into the forest.
Pathway to deeper into the forest. Pathway to the what again?
Pathway into to the plains.
To the plains. Okay.
You'll be going into the plains if you was to go to the pathway in front of the jail cell.
I'm gonna go in the forest.
Okay. So on the pathway into the forest, you are basically going to start walking there, and now we will move on to Dark Eyes.
Right. So I turn around. I turn around towards Pixel, and I say, "Should we go with him?"
Should we go with him? This is the person who's not gonna let me go by myself.
Well,
Just trying to see what Pixel wants to
Meryl.
do. Cause like,
Meryl.
oh, Meryl, whatever. I asked you a question. Are you coming with us?
Yes. Let's go. Guys,
Jeez.
stick together.
Very
At this rate.
forceful.
Jeez, you're not answering me, so you're the one that yelled at us to wake up. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna follow.
All right. So you pretty much
Also,
just like
I wanna at least like since he's ahead of me, I wanna like kind of inspect if like anything's around him.
all right. Roll
If he's
search.
safe, because I can see more than he.
Hmm.
Am I higher up than him?
I don't know. I haven't gotten your stats. I don't think.
No, like higher up on like ground. He's farther away.
No.
So I can like see
you
farther.
you can basically dive is like 50 feet away. You could see him, and you're not on like higher ground or anything. You're still on flat ground. Still on ground. You could see him clearly. He hasn't gone too deep yet.
Got a 4.
The only
I don't see anything.
the sunshine hit your eyes and it's really bright out. The only thing that you could see though is just those black footprints.
Okay.
Good job.
Um,
Also, what did you roll exactly? A 1d10?
He rolled a-
or...
Wait, no. That's a
Oh.
wrong roll. You rolled a 1d.
my bad.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, re-roll that actually. Hold up.
My
Yeah, that
bad.
was a wrong roll. All right, now let's re-roll that.
I was about to say, you're not attacking.
It's a
You're attacking
1.
the
Got a
Okay, that's
14.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Perfect.
better. So, what did you search that again?
Search to see if anything's around him.
No. I mean, like, what is your search modifier at? Like, how many ranks does it have? Is there anything in it? Oh no.
Like,
Search.
Yes.
What's
Is there any points in your search skill?
I think
also, is your
have that
skill
now.
modifier?
I don't have
Right.
that.
I think. What is your That's intelligence, I believe, right? For search.
Skill, search is intelligence, yeah.
Yep.
What is your intelligence
My
at?
intelligence is a 0.
Okay. All right. Well.
0
all right,
modifier.
We'll just go with that.
0
All right.
modifier.
So you pretty much just like look out, and the only thing that you could see, you could see him. You could see some birds on trees chirping. You can also see the footprints that are basically going to be leading deeper into the forest. And you can't really see too much around him, but just trees, and you could just see him going down.
Okay.
You can also feel a bit of tremble in the ground too, creature, moving.
Okay. So I'll just walk towards to Naguk.
All right.
Should I change my
Okay,
character name to
Pixel.
DF?
No.
All right, Pixel or Meryl. What's your
It's
next
kind of hard to call you guys by your names when the DM's doing it too. So.
So, since I'm following the other two, I am going to keep a watch on the two-headed creature too.
Okay, so that basically means you're just gonna follow both of them into the forest.
Yeah.
You don't
Oh,
have to.
we're
You don't have to roll for anything. No, you don't gotta roll for nothing. I mean, all you're
Okay.
doing, you're just following them, correct?
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
And
kind
is
of
there-
keeping an eye on what the two-headed creature is doing. Also,
Well, you don't know exactly what he's doing because you can't see him.
oh,
I'm not gonna roll a 2.
You
and just
can't.
click
Like
on
the only way that you'll be able to know if he's doing is like, if you could find like tracks, broken branches, stuff like that.
you mentioned
I
this
said-
two-headed creature, so I thought we were seeing it.
Well, it is a two-headed creature, but I don't know if you saw it. No, I don't think you even saw the creature because you were still in the other room.
Oh,
Although they can describe it for you. They can describe it to you, and you'll have a good understanding of it is. Besides, even they didn't see the full entire monster themselves either. But when you see the creature, you'll know. You'll know what it's gonna be like. So
Alright.
you'll know pretty soon eventually.
Well, I'm following the other two then.
Alright, so I
Alright.
guess it's my turn next.
So you follow the other two, and you both traverse into the forest. And as about 5 seconds go by, you are traveling amongst the forest, and you can see that there's a bunch of trees, a lot of wildlife going on. You can also feel a little bit of trembling in the ground as well. Dive and Naguk, Meryl and Dark Eyes, you guys are very close to each other. You're at least around like 3 feet, like from distance to each other. And you are able to see ahead. You can see a lot of trees. And it's actually just a very long path.
Great.
What is your move, Dive? You're basically in front of everyone.
What else is there to do? I'm just walking the forest.
Yeah, and that's your decision.
I got nothing else to do. Maybe I'll keep my sword out of anything.
So you pull out your sword, and what else?
Just keep walking down the path.
All right. So you basically walk. Wait. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you pretty much walk down the path with your sword unsheathed, and you're pretty much just walking down forwards. Will that be the end of your turn, or would you like to try something different?
Like, I don't know.
Don't ask for mod.
Did someone do that?
Yeah, someone did that. Nikki plays. Maybe I'll ban him.
No,
I'd ban him, but I'm not mod.
don't ban him for that.
All right. I guess that'll end your turn. Okay. Dark Eyes. What would you like to do? You are actually in the middle.
Oh, it's my turn? Okay. Let's see. So we're just walking down this path still, right? Have we noticed?
You are walking down the forest.
Have we noticed anything yet? Anything different?
You can actually see some footprints upon the trail.
Okay, so we're seeing the footprints still. How can I see how far the footprints are, or is it
Yes, you can.
like till like the end of the footprints, or
What do you mean exactly?
like can we see? So we can't see the beast yet.
Not exactly, because you are not within his area. However, you can feel trembling around, so that could mean he's...
Yeah. Trying to think of what to do.
Stop, because there's nothing around us.
There's a bunch of trees. Or, you could take a left path or a right path while you're traveling, and you could go deep into the forest in that way.
I just want to follow the footprints.
There's other spots you can go to. There's other pathways to them. You could go into the trees. You can even pick flowers off bushes. You could find birds and eat their freaking carcass. You could do all sorts of stuff.
Okay, I
There's a lot of
pick
different
up some
options.
I pick up some flowers and I give it to Naguk. Here you go.
So you pretty much on the path you could see a couple of daisies and you pluck them and you pretty much gave those smelly flowers to them.
Thanks.
Will that be the end of your turn?
Wait, I missed what was going on.
Yeah, Nikki's just being annoying in chat.
I don't know what's going on either. I'm not even looking at the chat.
I would just time them out. There's no point in having a beggar in the stream. Okay, so I guess that'll end your turn. All right, Pixel, you are in the back. And you are walking along with them as well. As some minutes pass by, you can feel your arm getting really itchy, and it's actually starting to sting a little. What would you like to do on your turn?
Well, can't use turn or rebuke undead again.
Not until you rest.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, what does guidance do again?
Guidance?
Yeah.
Let me check. I believe, that's a really good question. Give me just 1 second. Okay, let's see. So it pretty much gives you a +1 bonus on an attack roll, a saving throw, or a skill check. But it's only for like 1 use.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So that's all that spell really does. It just gives you a +1 on your attack roll, your saving throw, or your skill check. And after that, it goes away.
Okay.
So that's all it's useful for. Plus, it's just a level 0 spell.
All right. Then I guess I won't use that right now.
What would you like to do on your turn? You are actually in the back, and as you guys continue to walk, you can actually see an open path ahead. But you can hear some strange growling ahead of you guys.
I would like to say, hey, let's sneak at the moment because I sense something growling up ahead.
English, please.
Sorry. I would like to say that, hey, we should sneak because I hear growling up ahead.
Really? Okay then. Where should we sneak to? That's the question.
Well, you got trees. You can hide behind those if you wanted.
Yeah, let's hide behind the trees.
Okay.
And since this is your guys' first 3.5 journey, I'll give you a few hints and I'll help you out a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's your first game. But if this was like your, like your third or second one, I wouldn't help you for nothing. I'd let you figure everything else out yourself. But luckily, I'm a nice guy, so I'll help you a little.
Okay, so we all snuck behind the trees.
Well, you each are going to have to roll if you wish to do that. And you three are going to have to all agree on it. Yes, you'll have to be rolling for a hide check.
Hi.
Right.
Okay.
Do we agree on it then?
Wait,
Mhm.
agree
Yeah.
on what? What are we doing?
We're sneaking,
Okay.
hiding behind trees.
Sneaking from what?
There's growling up ahead.
Okay.
And you could see an open path that's basically ahead that's like not as many trees, if that makes sense. It's kind of like
Make sure you guys do not roll d10s.
We won't.
nah, that's if you roll that I'll just make you because that didn't count.
Alright.
So
But yes, as you guys are walking down the path, you can see ahead of you that there's like an open path ahead, and it looks like it could actually lead to like an open area, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a big circle, but you haven't seen it quite yet. However, up ahead,
Okay.
you can hear some growling, like, "Arrgh,"
Mm-hmm.
and you can hear some of like the trees and branches breaking and that kind of thing and snapping. And you can hear some rocks like rolling down too, and you can feel the tremble on the ground.
Okay, Ego. I'm gonna tell you right now. You can do T !roll space D20 plus 1.
I just did that.
No, you just did
Nah.
+1.
It doesn't matter when I do how I do it, guys. I can just
Oh.
I can just do +1 in my head. I don't have to do the
Oh,
plus
so
one.
you got 11 because I
Yeah.
just saw the time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you do plus
Oh.
one in the
Oh,
command or
dear.
not.
Interesting.
Oh, well.
Yours is better than mine.
So basically what happened here, right? So, Kenneth, you know, he just basically snuck behind a tree as he was walking, and he pretty much just like hid behind one. But he hasn't proceeded further just yet. You know, Pixel, yeah, you literally like tripped over a bush, and then you fell on the ground. And Dive,
I didn't sneak away.
Dive, wait, you're trying to hide, aren't you? Like behind a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you hide behind a tree, right? You pretty much just you go like behind the tree, and then suddenly you can feel a bunch of like you can actually feel some buzzing, and you can hear some buzzing as well. But it's actually like beneath your feet, and you feel like a strange squish when you step behind it, and then you look down, and it looks like you stepped on a hornet's nest.
No, I'm not doing that. No, no.
And all of a sudden, you can
No,
feel
I'm re-rolling.
and you
No,
can hear
I'm re-rolling.
a bunch of.
I'm re-rolling.
And you can feel a bunch of swatting all up in your pants. Nope, that ain't gonna save you. Sorry, kiddo.
That's what happens when you roll a 1.
When you roll a 1, you get hardcore punished. So, you pretty much have a bunch of hornets in your pants, and they're stinging your ball sack.
Okay.
And they're stinging your legs and stuff. And then all of a sudden, you just kind of just like kicked off the nest, and now you can feel a bunch of stinging in your body. And now the hornets kind of like left your body, like they just flew away, but your leg is all swollen. And you have suffered. Let's see. Six damage.
To him? To himself?
Those hornets screwed him up.
Oh.
They hurt him a lot. He literally stepped on a hornet's nest.
Cleric,
And you know,
go and
and
heal him.
and you know how hornets are. They sting over
I know.
and over and over. They're not like bees.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they're not as
it's
nice as
definitely one.
bees.
Ah.
So now your leg is completely swollen and feeling itchy on your yeah. You're very itchy and your leg is like completely your right leg specifically. And you can't and it's just numb. And there's a bunch of stingers left behind in it.
Maybe my cursed sword would have been useful back then. Because they were all attacking me.
Alright. So Pixel was the last one. Now it is Dive's turn after that terrible incident.
I thought that's what he did.
No, we all agreed on it on my turn.
Oh, so
Yeah, you guys all agreed
happened
on
to me,
his
though?
turn.
because
You just hid behind the tree like a regular person. That's all
Okay.
you did.
Okay.
So
I
after
just
Dive,
took on a fish.
and then Dive suffered a lot of like a massive hornet like swarm, and now it's his turn. But now he's just like on the tree. He's kind of like up against it, and he's just like holding his leg, and it's super itchy. So Dive, what would you like to do?
It doesn't kill me, makes me stronger.
No, you're not dead, but it wasn't pleasant.
I know it wasn't pleasant. At least
How
I'm
many
not
hit
dead.
points do you have left?
That's a
Six.
good 6.
You're half health.
Yes! It took off half my health.
The hornets were like, by the way, the hornets are like 2 inches big.
I just realized the hornets could have killed you because it was a D12.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Well, think of it like this: you literally had like 100, like you stepped on its nest, and 100 of them like flew up your pants and stung you.
Alright, I'm not
That's
imagining
literally
that.
what happened to you.
If you want to get off on that, it's your problem.
Nate, that was your fault. You rolled a 1. And you hid behind the tree at the wrong moment.
Yeah. Alright, well, what else can I do? I'm just sitting here itching.
Well, you can move. You can do stuff. It's just
I
not
can
going to be
move.
pleasant for you because your leg is completely numb, so I believe your speed is going to be half.
Okay, well. I'll move. I'm afraid of moving past the trees because I'm gonna end up on another hornet's nest. Damn, I don't know what to do.
Well, you can move ahead, you can move forward, or you could go back the way you came, or you can hide behind another tree that, seems safe. Those are
Seems
your
safe.
current options.
Ugh. I'll move ahead, like in between trees.
So you basically, you kind of limp, and you just walk, you try to walk it off. The stingers are still in your body, in your leg, by the way, just
Mm-hmm.
your leg is completely swollen, but you are walking by tree to tree, and you're just slowly walking up, so you can get to that open path. Now it's Dark Eyes' turn.
Okay. So we heard like growling and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's
Right.
you can hear growling, you can hear trees falling down, you can hear rocks rolling and rumble and stuff, and you can feel tremors beneath your feet.
I'm gonna move forward and still be stealthy and try to see if I can see anything up ahead.
Roll search check.
Yes, sir.
I hope I can get better rolls than this.
Me too.
So search is that? That's not dexterity, right? That's intelligence.
No, that is your intelligence, but you don't have any modifiers for so that nothing's gonna be added.
I got a 17.
All right, that's a good roll. That's a good roll. We take those. So,
It's not a roll that would get me hornets on my butt. Or up my
No, it's not.
my
Definitely
up my
not.
up my
no,
pants.
if you rolled a 1, no man, if you roll 1 face with a bear, that's what would have happened. Okay, so
Listen.
now here's what happened. Okay, so you successfully snuck from tree to tree. As you climbed, you're or not climb, but move your way up, and you successfully went to the you can actually see the open part of the pathway that you guys went on, and from behind the tree, ahead of you, you can see big footprints, and you can see the creature itself. The creature seems to be in the middle of a field, and you can see it basically grabbing trees from its stump and just picking it up from the root. You could tell it's very strong. He's already grabbing trees, and it's just ripping them up from the ground and just throwing them across the field. And
Okay.
you can actually see the front of the beast now.
Okay.
You could see its two faces. The two faces themselves, they have really big mouths, and they have razor sharp teeth, but they don't seem like they have eyes. Funny enough,
Do you have
they
a
do not.
do you have a
They do
picture
not-
of this?
They do not have. I do not have a current picture of this at the
Okay.
moment, but I will provide one later. But they do not have any eyes. Their eyes themselves actually look damaged, just sealed away. And
So
you
it's
can
kinda
actually see.
blind?
And from one of the heads, you can actually see two black spikes or some sort of splinters coming out of it, stuck in its eyes. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it looks like its head got stabbed with the eye.
Did we lose him?
What happened?
Hello?
I think his mic got connected again.
Your mic got disconnected.
Yeah, it's
I hear him
it's
plugging it
it's
in.
yeah, it's plugging in, but it's just staticky.
Crap! I did it again. I'm sorry.
I hear you now.
My mic got unplugged. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, from one of its heads, specifically the left one, you could see that its eyes have like wooden spikes stabbed inside of both of them. And it looks awfully familiar to the zombie that you basically smashed its head off with your Morning Star.
Hmm.
But it looks like it may have reattached itself onto the body. And it's actually grown even larger than before. And you can also see spikes like erupting from its shoulders and its back. And the
So
spikes
is
themselves.
this the zombie most likely?
This is the zombie.
Okay. He just.
But the zombie itself looks like it must have mutated into something different.
Okay.
Or it looks like it has some sort of second form of it. But the funny thing is, the zombie itself, it looks like it must have reattached some of itself. Even though, like, the body was dead, but you don't know how exactly it was able to piece some of itself back together and grown as large as it did.
Latin boss lyrics come out in the background.
Hmm?
Latin boss lyrics come out in the background.
And you can see that it actually has large rippling too. It doesn't have like a lot of like flabs or anything like that. Its body actually looks like rocks.
Huh.
So
It's a very dangerous creature, and the creature itself is about 20 feet tall and like 30 feet wide. And it has like rock spikes coming out of its back too. Well, could be rocks from what you are thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the creature is basically wreaking havoc upon, and it looks like you can actually see two civilians across the distance, but you can actually see a small child hiding behind a tree, and you can also see like what could be a teenager hiding at the same spot behind a tree, and it looks like that they're trying to hide from the creature per se. But you could see that ahead of you, while you could see the creature on your right wreaking havoc on the plains. That'll be your turn.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, now it's Pixel's turn.
Alright. I go over to Nagook, and I want to ask about healing right quick. With my heal stat, at the moment I get a modifier of 7.
Oh, by the way, from the last time that you actually used your spells, since you've rested on the last journey, you basically get all your spells back that you used from last game.
Yeah.
Just letting you know that. You're able to use all your spells that you did from last game since you've rested.
I wanted to ask about cure minor wounds. Do I get a modifier for that? Because
The modifier for that only works based off of your max level.
oh, max level.
It's based off of like your max level, and it caps out at 5.
Oh, so at most I can only heal 5.
At most, well, if you used to get the highest roll, and you're at like the cap level for it, you should be able to heal 11. But I'm pretty sure you do not use a modifier for that.
Oh,
You want to use cure minor wounds, correct?
I want to, but if I don't get a modifier for it,
Is it
then
cure? Wait. I'm sorry. Is it cure light wound?
minor wounds.
I'm gonna just let you know. I'm gonna let you know that only cures 1 health of damage.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about.
No, you don't roll for that. Like, it's a level 0 spell. You're only like the best. Like, if you do that, all you're gonna do is like it literally just be you like pulling off the stingers off his legs.
Yeah.
That's really like all you would do for him. But if you used to use like cure light, then that would be a lot more effective.
Yeah, I'm using cure light wounds now. You want to use one of those?
Alright, let me see this one.
So if he uses his cure right now, he can't really cure us in battle if we battle against this thing.
I have 2 of them.
Okay. Must not have paid attention.
Let's see. When you lay your hand upon a living creature, you channel. Okay, so since you're using Cure Light Wounds, you roll 1d8, and for whatever level that you're at, which is like, okay, since you're level 1, it gives you like a +1 point for whatever you're rolling on top of it. So just go ahead and roll 1d8 if you're trying to use it on dive.
So my heal modifier doesn't affect it at all?
No, modifiers do not affect that. You're not a high enough. You're literally only level 1, so these are the only.
Okay. So 1d8 plus 1. Oh, hey, 6.
Okay, so you fully was able to heal him. Nice work. You restored all of his damage. So what you basically did is you pretty much like went up to him, and you could see that he's like limping. And you basically said, pull up the sleeve of your pants so I can heal you. And I was like, okay, sure. And then you pretty much just like with your hands, both of them was glowing like holy light and white. And you pretty much just like held his legs in place. And as you held it, you can see like the stingers just like slowly like prying itself out and popping out, and you could see like the wounds that it left behind is healing, and you could see like the swelling going down too. So what you essentially did is you took out all the stingers. The stingers popped out of his legs. The swelling went down, and whatever like stinger damage was left onto him, that has been completely healed. Yes, including his ball sack. Now,
Oh my gosh.
you were able to heal him. You were able to heal, and now he can walk again at regular speed.
You're welcome to
I had to add that detail.
Yeah, because
All right,
you
so
added that on yourself.
All right, that'll be Pixel's turn. Now it's Dive's turn.
Good. Now my legs and ball sack are healed.
Alright, let's move on.
Okay.
All right. So you're behind a tree, and Dark Eyes is actually like a feet away from him. I'm sorry, like 10 feet, but he hasn't seen like the full outside yet. He would literally have to be like where Kenneth's at in order to see it.
Yeah. I wanna go
So
outside
what would you
and-
like to do, Dive?
I want to go outside. I've experienced enough of the forest.
All right.
What?
So
I
you
want to go outside. I've experienced enough of the forest.
There's this monster guy and we're following him.
Oh, and
Whose fault is it?
just to let you know, the monster is about like 50 feet away from Kenneth.
He's that close?
Pretty close. And you don't know how
Oh.
fast this thing is either, so. Well, actually, you do. You kind of know how fast he is, but let's just say he's fast enough to like. Let's just say he's fast enough to reach like 300 feet. in the bow,
fast enough to make catch up.
Yeah, he's very fast. I'm just letting you know that. He has a speed of 70.
Let's just say that.
Oh, jeez.
He's gonna break a dark.
He can
Ice's
jump
lock.
super high too, so just letting y'all know that.
Okay.
We're dead.
Whose decision was it to go up to it?
There's other options.
Whose decision was it to follow it into the woods originally? I thought that's
Y'all
what we were
agreed
doing.
on it.
That was not my intention, though.
Well, you didn't tell us that, did you?
No.
I thought that's what your intention was.
No. You decided to go up ahead.
Because we
I
heard
mean,
a
we have to
noise.
save
We
those
heard a
people.
noise. We heard a noise, so I went to go check to see what it was. I wasn't going to try to get myself into danger. I was going to see what the noise was.
At least keep some distance.
I'll award you guys 100 experience points for exploration and knowledge.
Well, my question is, did I
Oh.
choose to be 50 feet away from it? No, the DM did. So.
You all have been awarded 100 experience points. Just letting you all know that. Go ahead and add that on, since you
So I have,
and you
so I have 400 now.
pretty much, yeah. Since you guys explored the forest and you pretty much had a really nice long walk, and you've seen a lot of views, and with those experience of hornets,
Shut it.
you all have experienced quite a bit. So you managed to get a little increase of points there.
So when do we level? What experience do we level up?
1,000.
Okay.
Nagoo could experience too much of a bit.
I better get more experience. 'Cause of my
Experience
No.
from getting hurt? From getting stung?
That's not a good experience.
Yeah.
But you know a little more about hornets after that little journey. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
No kidding.
So
But that's not
What
going to
would you
help you
like
with
to-
anything else. That's just going to help you with
what would
hornets.
you like to do now, Dive?
Oh my god. Forget the Hornet experience and then go walk up next to Ego and tell
So-
him why are you this close to the monster?
So you successfully walked up to him quietly, and you were able to get up close to Ego, and you can actually see the monster ahead of you, and you can still see him wreaking havoc. But suddenly he grabbed a tree, but then he put it down, and then it looks like he's trying. He looks like he's trying to sense something. It looks like he's looking for something,
Hmm.
almost like he can hear something from a distance, and you can hear a growl. But you went and asked him the question, so go ahead and answer.
Answer Ego.
I recommend answering quietly.
Wait, what am I answering?
He's asking, why are you this close to the monster?
Yeah, answer the question.
I fell.
You fell?
You fell in love with the monster?
I mean, that
I was
explains
just
a lot.
so eager to see what the noise was that I got too close.
You fell in love with the
Alright.
monster. Okay.
That's something I would answer with. To be honest.
If you had
Moonlighting.
curiosity, you'd get to this close too.
Exactly. I would too.
That's kind of a
admittedly.
stupid question to ask.
Plus, he didn't know how close the monster was, so it wasn't his fault. Really.
Do you want me to
He
ask a more
couldn't
personal
see
question?
he couldn't even see the monster. Look out the end.
Do you want me to ask a more personal question?
I want us to move forward in this D&D game.
All right, your turn's over. All right, Pixel.
You mean Dark Eyes?
Oh yeah, Dark Eyes. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go for it. Moving on.
You know what? I'm gonna make this a little interesting. I'm gonna hide behind a tree. Now Gook is right there, right in sight. I pick up a rock and I throw the rock towards the monster. So he turns around and sees Nagook.
You know what? I'm throwing
So
you
wait,
first.
what are you doing exactly?
Trying to get the monster's attention and hiding.
And where is Dive at?
Isn't he right next to me?
Yeah, he's right next to you.
Exactly.
So you're gonna throw a rock so you can get the monster to chase where you are at?
To chase where Diaz is. Well,
I'm close to you.
Nagook is right next to you though.
I'm hiding
Like-
though.
Yeah, he's 1 feet away from you.
So he's in seeing sight, right?
Yeah, he's in the middle of the.
Wait, he's 1 foot away.
Well, yeah, he's like. Actually, no, he's.
Guys,
not
I'm
hiding.
just joking. I'm not gonna do that.
All right. Okay. All right. Be
Do that.
be
I'm gonna
careful,
throw you at
dude.
the monster.
I'm just saying, be careful, cause you.
All right.
know
Since
what?
I'm this since I'm
You-
since I'm this close, I'm just gonna do
Some mods would take that as seriousness.
That's what I'm saying. I would have,
Just
Don't-
gone with it.
Be smart now. This creature you're dealing with is a lot
I
stronger
was just
than
kidding.
you think.
I was just giving Naguka a hard time since he was giving me a hard time.
Yeah, you're giving me a hard time in real life too.
All right, moving on. Okay, Dark Eyes, what do you
Yeah, I
want to
give
do?
you so much of a hard time. I want to. I want to check to see if he's like how dangerous this guy is.
Very dangerous. He could probably kill you in one hit.
Then
You'll
let's
rip-
Is your
He'll
then
rip
let's
you'll
walk
literally-
away.
All he has to do is use his fingers to pinch your head, and you're instantly dead. That's how strong he is.
Then let's move away. Let's leave. I'm walking away.
Turn around.
It's extremely obvious how strong.
I'm gonna.
The monster can literally like grab a tree from its roots, plant it in the ground, and a big tree, like a 40-foot tree, pick it up with both its hands, and then throw it across the field. Yeah, very strong.
Interesting.
However, ahead of you, suddenly, you could see these two, you can actually see the child and the teenager slowly starting to walk away from the tree and then onto the plains. And then suddenly, they can actually see you, Dark Eyes. And then the, what supposedly is the teenager waves at you. And the teenager looks to be a girl, along with the other one. But they're not saying nothing though, but they are like waving at you.
So there's these girls right there, just in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty much, yeah. But it looks like they're trying to like get away from the beast. Or it almost looks like it's chasing them per se.
I'm just gonna ignore him and walk away. Ignore everything and just get away from where the beast's at, because I don't wanna
job.
die.
Alright. So you're just gonna turn your tail?
Yeah.
Alright. So you turn your tail and you proceed to go back down the path you came. Pixel, what would you like to do?
So I have a pouch of acorns in my pocket.
Say what
Yep.
now?
Yeah, you do have a patch of acorns, but you don't have a gold patch of coins because
Oh,
you
a bag of
told
rice.
the goddess that you hate her. So
I know, but
Nor do you have a bag of rice.
I wanted to ask about the spell. There's a spell called Mending. If I used Mending on acorn, would that grow or no?
you would grow a sapling.
Oh, okay.
You would grow a sapling, but it wouldn't, further unless you repeatedly use mending.
Okay. And then
I mean,
I would
what,
just
are you,
like
what are you
to,
trying to do? Are you trying to grow a tree or something?
want to, but no, it is a level 0 spell, so it wouldn't really.
Yeah,
do
it wouldn't do crap. I'm just letting you know. It's just gonna grow a little sapling. That's all it's gonna do.
Alright, then I would like to pick up a rock and.
Although, wait. Let me look into this more actually for mending. Because I'm pretty sure with the mending, all mending. Okay, hold on. Let me look deep in this. I don't even think you could grow anything with that. Let me look into this. So let's see. Mending, repairs. Okay, alright, that's what that does. Okay. So all that mending does, right? It's not for like growing anything. All it basically does is just repair like a few breaks or tears in the objects.
Oh, okay.
Whether like I'll give you an example. Let's just say your sword has like a few scratches on it or like a couple dents. Then you use that spell so you can get rid of those dents and make it sharp again. That's pretty much
yeah,
all that
that's right.
does. It doesn't like help with growing or anything. All it does is just repair items.
Right.
It doesn't grow, it doesn't do anything else but that. Just letting you know. And it doesn't like, and if your sword was to like in half, this spell would not work. You'd either have to get you'd either have to have a stronger spell or have a blacksmith fix it for you, or you can attempt to fix it yourself if you have the ingredients. So just let you know. Oh, and if you like smith items and that kind of thing, you get experience from that too. Just letting you know that. Whatever items that you craft and that kind of thing, or whatever creations or alchemy or spells or that kind of stuff that you potentially use, you can actually gain experience. There's a lot of good opportunities to gain experience in my games, such as exploration, fighting monsters, knowledge on stuff, passing skills like for like charisma checks, kind of like Fallout, where you get a little experience points, and if you pass a charisma check, stuff like that. So I award those, just so you know, and that goes for all of you too.
Okay.
All right. So what is your move pick? So what do you want to do?
All right. So the two-headed creature. How far is it from me specifically?
Well, I don't think you could see it yet. That's the thing.
Oh.
You're still like a few tree. Like you healed Dive, and Dive went over there and stuff, and then Kenneth, he decided to move away, and now it's your opportunity to try and maybe see it for yourself where Dive is at, because he's standing on the path right now. However, you can see those two girls. You can see the one girl that's actually waving at Kenneth like after he just walked away, and you can see the other little girl just like slowly following behind her, holding her hand.
Okay, I would. I guess I would wave them over here to get their attention, but to keep quiet.
That's fine. You don't have to roll for that. It's just an instant action. So you pretty much just like see them from a far distance. The girls actually seem to be 70 feet away. They're pretty far, but they can actually see you. But you can also hear some growling too, and you can hear it get louder and louder. But you don't hear any like snapping of trees anymore. But all you can hear now is just like thuds in the ground, kind of like it. So you wave at the ghost, right? You kind of like wave at them to come over here, and then you could see them like slowly trying to walk towards you. What will be your next move? And you don't know where the creature is at, by the way, just letting you know. But you can hear him from the right side. The reason you can't see him, though, is because all the trees are blocking your sight from.
Okay. I guess I'm hiding.
Well, not really. You
No,
wouldn't
I
hide.
like retry my hide.
You'll have to roll a hide for that again.
All right. My hide was on +1. Nat 20.
Ooh,
About time.
good. All right.
The first nat 20.
Good job. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. You successfully not only hid behind a tree, but you can actually hear the monster from the distance. Pretty much just jump out of the area, and then pretty much just go elsewhere. However, okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase this better. So you hid behind the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the monster itself, right? You can all of a sudden see, and jump over the trees, like really high up above you, and you can all of a sudden see it sprout wings from its back and then fly into the sky.
Whoa.
Oh.
And then past the clouds.
She just flew away?
It grew wings all of a sudden. And you can actually see the two girls ahead of you, basically run towards you guys. And then, the teenager one, she pretty much ran up to, she pretty much just like ran up into the path, and she saw the orc, and she said, well, she ran up to dive, right? And she basically said,
Nagook.
Please help us. Please help us, mister. We are lost. And this scary monster, it was wanting to eat us. It was very dangerous. And I had to get my little sister out of my village because it went over there. And it tried to attack one of our families. And we had to get away from it. And then it started following us. So we had to hide in these plains.
So the monster sensed them. Try to sense them. Okay.
And based off of what they said, the village that they're talking about is actually very close. But what they said is like their family was actually being attacked. But the monster was actually primarily targeting them. And and the monster itself tried to chase them, but they were successfully able to hide into the forest. So that basically knocked his line of sight out. I'm sorry. That basically made him lose track of those girls. And he was trying to sense them out. And this all happened, right? This stuff all happened while you guys were walking in the forest for about 5 to 10 minutes. It seems like the creature itself was trying to seek some sort of life form to basically target and attack. Or like a place that's full of a lot of people.
Hmm.
And based off of what you guys can see, you can see that this monster is morphing itself more and more. However, you don't know exactly how to kill it just yet, because the threat of it is increasing.
Getting more and more unkillable.
So we gotta kill it. So we gotta find a way
The longer time passes, the stronger and more dangerous it becomes. That is from what you know.
Monster.
Pretty social monster. Now, the little girl, or at least the teenager, like the little girl, like next to her, right? She looks like she's like 7. She's like a little kid, and the teenager that's talking to you, she looks to be like 15. And she's asking the orc, or she says, she's a little intimidated by you, by the way, Dive, just so you know that. But she says, she says, Mr. Orc, please help us. We're in grave danger. We need all the help we can get. Do you have any friends or, those orc people friends that you have? Please help us. We also saw Sir walking down that path, but he ignored us. We tried waving at him, but he walked away.
They saw what?
They saw Kenneth walking down. Basically, Kenneth saw the girls waving at him, but he just basically turned his tail and he just walked down the path. He just ignored them.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't know if they were like enemies or not. They're just random girls.
Smart thinking. You never know. A lot of things could happen.
Yeah.
Alright. What would be your response be, Dive?
Wait, it's my turn now?
Well, they're talking to you and they're asking you a question.
Okay.
But this is just this is like more of a dialogue action, though. This is not like an actual like, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like we were up in the clouds and whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty much the monster escaped because Pixel roll a 20. So now you guys,
Thank you, Pixel.
y'all don't have to deal with
I
him.
did a thing.
Okay, so they asked for help and they asked if I had any more orc friends around. I do not have any orc friends around, but I do have 2 other people that are by my side.
The teenager says 2 people. Well, I saw a couple. There was one sir, and he looked a little strange. And I saw another guy over there, and he was waving at us to come over here. And as soon as he did that, the scary monster actually flew away. It was so scary too. It had spikes and giant arms and everything. It was just horrible. And all of a sudden, it just jumped and just grew wings. I've never seen a monster like it. I don't even know if it's an undead or a dragon or anything. It could even be a bug for all we know. All we know is it's dangerous and we want it to go away. Where are your friends? We need their help.
Let's see.
And you can see her little sister basically hiding behind it because she's scared of you.
Well, they should be
You're
around
scared
here
of a
somewhere.
pretty orc?
They have to be
Gosh,
nearby.
well, orcs are intimidating. Orcs are intimidating. I mean, a big, muscly orc like that's tall and massive and has, like, weapons and stuff. It's pretty scary.
They should be around here somewhere. They can't be too far ahead.
All right. Whose turn was it last? I think it was
Pixels.
Yeah, it was Pixel's turn.
Yeah.
I guess that was your turn, Dive.
You say it unlocks some dialogue.
Yeah, well, actually, I forgot that it was Pixel's turn, but now it's your turn. I'm sorry. I didn't know about the turn rotation, but now it's your turn, so you can talk and you can make an action. So, go for it. So they pretty much were asking where are your friends at, and your response is, they could be anywhere. Would you like to try something? Call them?
I could call them out to them.
Alright. So you pretty much just turn around and you just said, hey.
Yeah.
You just call them out. I mean, that's basically what you're gonna do. And I believe Pixel wants to pop out, and Kenneth, I'm sorry, Dark Eyes must have heard, but you just want to ignore him saying hey, or just keep walking down the path. Dark Eyes.
Me? Is it my turn yet, then?
Are you listening?
I am listening. You didn't say it was my turn yet.
Well, no, I was saying, do you want to...
called out to you.
Yeah, he called out to you, and, I'm assuming Pixel wants from behind the trees.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so are you just gonna turn around? Because, Dive's calling you, and...
I went back to where Pixel was. I turned back to where Pixel was.
Oh, that's where you were. Okay,
yes.
I didn't know. I thought
I
you
went back to the path.
Alright, I thought you was just walking down the path, because Pixel ain't going down that path. He's just behind a tree.
I just went back to where everyone else was.
Okay, I thought you was just walking down the path all by yourself, all the way to the jail.
Oh, I wasn't. I wasn't walking. I wasn't just abandoning ship. I was just trying to get away. Not. I didn't want to be seen by the monster.
All right. Well, all right. Let's just go with that then. So he calls you out, and Pixel and Meryl and Dark Eyes comes from behind the tree. Would you two like to say anything?
I would like to say, good, you came.
Yeah, I've been here this whole time.
No, I meant to the girls.
Oh.
Yeah. And now it's Dark Eyes' turn.
Hold
So
on. Can I ask
Ow.
one more question? To the girls.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Can I ask a question to the girls?
Yeah, ask him.
Okay. You mentioned parents. Do you know exactly where they are?
My parents? Well, my mother. And then as soon as she says that, she started crying. And then she didn't say nothing else.
I see. Okay.
And all of a sudden, the little girl from behind her, she like peeks around. She says, "Daddy is still around."
Really? Do you have? Where's your home?
She she basically points from she kind of like points behind her, and from a distance ahead, you can actually see a village.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn to Meryl and Dark Eyes and tell them that the girls needed help and they're looking for any help that they can get to take down the monster.
And and now it's Dark Eyes' turn.
I think we should try to figure out who they are because, we have no idea who they are, and they're trying to get us to attack a monster that we have no idea where it came from, and I just don't want to get into danger for no reason. They could be.
Well, you have
this
a
could
fair
be a
idea
con.
on where the monster came from.
I know that, but like, this could be a con to kill us.
Then again, the monster did stop to sense something.
I want to figure out. I might have misheard. I don't know. Have we figured out where these girls came from yet?
The trees from where they were hiding.
But where did
And I
they come
saw
from
that-
before that?
Like the village.
The village.
Village.
Okay.
They said the dive that the monster quickly came to the village and attacked them.
Okay. So
And
it
the
came from
girls were
village.
able to they had no choice but to run. And then the monster immediately just snapped and then went to chase them down.
Okay.
And it happened, and it was very fast. It happened within a span of 5 to 10 minutes. And this happened while you guys were walking into the forest.
Can you take us to your village?
Are you asking them that?
Yes, I'm asking them that.
Alright. You'll have to say, I asked the girls, can you take us?
Okay.
Say stuff
I'm asking the girls if they can take us to their village.
The teenager, she stopped sobbing for a second. She just, wipes her eyes and she says, yeah, sure, well, I'll take you there. Just please help us. That's all I ask. I don't have much, but I'll give you gold pieces, or I'll introduce you to a few people that I know in our village. And
you don't have to give us your
much,
money. We just.
and she pretty much, and she pretty much, it's the same place where the little sister pointed at the village.
Yeah.
The little girls themselves, the teenager has orangish hair and green eyes, and the little one has blonde hair and green eyes, and they're just little elf kids. That's what they are.
Oh, they're elves.
Yeah, they're elven.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That makes a
They're
lot
part
sense.
of your race.
Elven
Makes a
or
lot of sense.
half elf?
Straight up elf.
Okay.
Like ears and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so just take us to your village.
So the teenager basically just she just says, "Alright, follow us. It's right down this path. It's not far away. It's just a few moments from this point."
Maybe we can get some I don't know, better weapons or better armor or something.
Are you asking them that?
I'm talking to my. I'm telling Nagook and Pixel, maybe we can get better equipment there.
Okay.
Maybe they can help us out with better armor and weapons.
They can hear you say that. The girls hear you say that, and teenager says, "Yeah, our village has a lot of armor and all sorts of stuff to help you fight this thing. We'll do what we can."
Perfect.
And seeing as to how dangerous this creature is, they might give you a discount, or maybe they'll set up some sort of bounty to hunt this beast. I'll make sure of it, and for all I know, they may have set one up already, seeing as to how dangerous it seems. All you have, just if you wish to come there, just walk where we're going. We'll be going back there, and I want to see if Daddy's okay, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, they proceed to walk down there. Would you guys wish to go down there with them?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And yep.
So you guys basically follow down the plains path. As you actually reach the plains, it's just a giant green field. There's a lot of grass. There's you could see the whole field now. Think of Hyrule Field, from the Legend of Zelda games. Think of something like that. How you have that giant field with a bunch of grass and stuff?
Yeah.
And you could see everything. It's basically like that.
Okay.
And ahead of you, you can actually see a village. And from a distance, you could see a lot of different stuff. Since the plains is a big field. You could see, ahead of you, you can actually see a large mountain, like an ice mountain. What the heck?
Sorry, that was a
Some car.
So ahead of you, you can actually see you can see a bunch of stuff. You can see the village ahead of you. From a very far distance, you can actually see an ice mountain. On another side, you can actually see a volcano. Crazy enough. But it doesn't seem like it's erupt. But it's just very red. But it's from a very far distance. You would literally have to travel almost thousands upon thousands of miles to get there. You can also see the moon, and from a very far distance, you could see something up in the sky. It's very very small, but you could see something golden.
Like
Not
a
too
golden
sure.
dragon?
You don't know.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
And that's what I was asking.
All you could see is just a speck of gold up in the sky, and it's slowly moving around, but it's very far away.
That's what I was asking. I don't know.
And ahead of you guys, you can see a village, and you can see a couple of other paths that stray from it. So you guys actually managed to go into the village. The village itself is named Aurora. And from what you can see, it is pretty small. A pretty small village itself. It's grassy. It's got waterfalls around it. In fact, I'll show a picture to you.
Probably know what you're talking about.
There you go. It's a small village, and based off of what you can see, there's about a few departments or a few sections. You could see a blacksmith area. You can see a general store area. The blacksmith can provide armor and weapons. The general store can actually provide food or tents or just general supplies. You can also see an office, and you can also see by office you can see a giant building that's white.
Like a town hall?
Yeah, it's like a town hall, you could say that much. and you can also see a house. I'm sorry. You could actually see like it's like I don't want to say hotel because that's not what it is.
And then
Yes, it's an inn. You could say it's an inn. There's an inn, and there's a few houses that are like by each other, and there's like civilians and stuff. And you can see that the population for this town is very small. But in the middle of the town, you could see blood splatters. You could see blood splatters, and you see an arm in the middle of the street, and you could see a few guts. And as you reach the town, you can actually see that, like, a lot of people are shocked in horror. And you can actually see a few guards basically surrounding the area, and it looks as if they're trying to clean it up. And you could see them telling people, "Move on, please. We're taking care of the situation, and we will be placing a bounty on this creature in no time. We are not sure exactly what it is, but it's very dangerous, and it's causing a massive threat to our land. We will do our best that we can to dispose it." And you can see that the guards are wearing helmets with their visors up. You can see that their armor is reddish and crimson in a sense. And you can actually see eagle wings symbols onto their armor. And they are carrying halberds. So you have reached the entrance of the town, and I believe it's Meryl's turn?
Yeah.
Alright.
So Meryl, you've actually managed to reach the town, but you can see this absolute disaster in front of you. Lots of blood, guts, and you can actually see an arm, and you can see what is probably an absolutely decimated soldier in the middle of the street. And you can see the guards are basically taking care of it. The citizens themselves look very shocked, but you can see that the blacksmith, it's actually just a building, so you don't know what's going on in there. And as for the general goods store, you could see that, like, the person there is, like, shocked, and it looks like that they don't even want to sell anything at the current moment. You can see, like, the town hall itself, there's nothing going on over there. It looks like it's empty. I'm sorry, not empty, but, like, nobody at the town hall. And from the ends, you could see some people from windows, and they're looking out, and they look to be, like, a bit frightened. And you could see like elven children on. It looks like they're like holding their parents and stuff. It's a pretty awful sight. So, what would you like to do, Meryl?
I would like to go to one of the guards and ask, "Hey, these kids were being chased by the monster. Can you help us find one of their parents?"
Roll a charisma.
Would it also go for my diplomacy?
Diplomacy is settling an argument or
Okay.
settling on an agreement. That's all that is for. But if you're trying to ask somebody a question like that, you just roll charisma.
Okay.
Or persuasion. Although wait, no, persuasion is trying to convince someone to do something. So just roll charisma.
Okay.
Just roll charisma because you're just asking them a question.
14.
All right, what's your charisma modifier?
0.
All right. Well, so what exactly are you asking? Are you asking the god
I'm
where
asking, can we get some help finding one of their parents?
So the god basically faces your direction. You cannot see his face because he's wearing a helmet with his visor up. He looks to be a heavy-plated god. He has a lot of armor on him. He seems to be about 6 feet. He seems to be like pretty big. And he looks to you and he says, "Parents for these elven children. May I see these elven children for a second? Recognize them exactly? Because the god doesn't see them."
Oh, I thought we were all together.
You are together. But like the god didn't see the kids though.
Aren't the kids with us?
The kids are with you guys, but he hasn't seen them yet. But basically, they're like behind you.
Okay.
There you go. How do we
That makes
how do we
sense.
get to this village?
You are in the village. You are in the village.
No. I'm asking you how we got to the village. The kids led us there.
Yeah.
He asked them
Because
if we had any.
no, because the guards can't see the kids. So how can the guards not see the kids if the kids are with us?
I think we're blocking their.
That's what I was asking.
blocking.
If we're blocking their way, then why did you ask that question? If they were leading us, shouldn't they be in front of us?
I mean, I guess so.
So I don't get your point.
I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. Forget it.
We'll just
So-
say. How about
so why?
just to
So if
just to
Pixel was
make things
asking,
easier- just to make things easier, I'll just say like the kids, they actually appear from behind Pixel, and they say, "Excuse me, sir. Um, I was trying to look for our parents." And the guard looks to him and he says, "Oh dear, Sierra and Blaren. Well, your father's fine. Everything is okay with him. But unfortunately, your mother, you saw what happened to her." And you could see the teenager crying. And both of the names are Sierra and Blaren. The teenager is Sarah or Sierra, like Seria, and the little girl is Blaren.
Okay.
So basically, the teenager, she like sobs up. Oh, I'm sorry, Sierra sobs up, and she says, she looks at Meryl, right, and she says, "You're a cleric, right? Can you revive her?"
I'm just a low-level cleric. I'm sorry. I don't have that power yet.
She says, "Okay, I know, I understand." And basically, uh, the guard also says, "Well, unfortunately, there's nothing left to your mother but the arm." And that arm on the street is basically her hand or her arm. And, and the guard says, "I do not wish to discuss the details of this, Sierra. So, anyways." Anyways, she literally, oh yeah, I'm sorry. The guard said to Sierra, "I'm sorry, Sierra, but I'll have to speak with him more directly. I do not wish for you to hear this any longer." And Sierra says, "I understand. I'll be going. I'll try to figure out something." And so they basically walk back, with Dive and Dark Eyes. And the guard basically says, the guard says, "Judging from what we have seen, and from what I have seen, this beast of some sort seems to contain. It has to be some sort of magic, some sort of alienated magic. We do not know this for sure, but based off of the victim and from what we saw, the creature itself consumed it alive, and nothing was remaining from that. The beast itself has consumed their mother, but left an arm, and the beast itself has actually killed one of our guards with just a couple of swipes. One swipe knocking off his legs, and then the other to just smash his body. This beast itself is very dangerous, and not even us high-class guards can even kill it. We've tried. We've thrown spears at it. We've shot it with arrows. We even tried to stab it with spears, and nothing worked. Its skin was as hard as stone, and it grew bigger, and it grew larger. The monster itself seems very unknown, and we're gonna have no choice but to place a bet or a bounty onto this type of creature. It's just the only problem with it is we do not know what it's capable of, and it's only attacked us just mere moments ago. And as for you three, and the god,
I thought you said that the girls went with Dark Eyes and
yes, the girls actually went with, so that way they don't hear the details on that.
Okay.
Because the guard didn't want to tell the girls that their mother got ate alive and. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, excuse
Yeah.
my language, but you get what I mean. They like the guard didn't want to just straight up tell them that, like
Yeah.
you know.
So right now it's just me.
Yeah, it's just you and him talking, and you know like but Dark Eyes and him and stuff. I'm sorry, Dark Eyes and Naguk. You know, you guys are like 20 feet away. So moving on from that point, it'll be Dive's turn, and then the guard basically looks at you at you know Naguk and Dark Eyes, and he says, "Excuse me, the rest of you three, what is your purposes for being here exactly? We're currently on a bit of a shutdown. We've had a bad incident. Is there anything that I could help you with?" Orc and elf, per se.
Well, I'm a human.
Oh, you're a human. I thought you was a half elf.
No.
I'm half elf.
Pixels
Okay,
are
I'm
myself.
sorry, I got mixed up. Okay. So he basically just says orc and you know fellow clansman.
I'm here for the exact same reason. Which is to help take down the monster that you're talking about.
Monster. Hmm.
Yeah, the
This
monster.
thing.
that
This
attacked
thing
this
is
village.
almost. This thing is almost a god at this point. So, pardon me. So, are you going to? Are you actually going to approach the god and ask more, or what is your move exactly?
Maybe we could learn about this quote unquote god to see if I don't know, see if we can learn anything more about him.
Learn more about this monster.
Yeah, to see if, how we can take it down.
Roll a charisma check.
Mm, 8.
The god basically tells you the same thing that he told him, or that he told Meryl. He said swords, or like just straight up like regular swords, do not seem to work. All it does is just leave little nicks and scratches. Spears don't seem to do any good unless there's like very high piercing. But when they did stick, like when they waved the torch at it, it seemed to be a bit frightened by it.
So fire?
Based off of what he said one of our clansmen has actually shot a fire arrow at it, and some of its skin actually managed to fall off of it. But all of a sudden, it just regenerated right back to normal. So that was the only thing that we was able to damage it with.
But then it just grew back.
See.
It just regenerated.
I see. Okay. I might have an
And the
idea.
reason why he thinks like it's a god is because it is, but it's not a god. It's not a god or anything. It's just a
Yeah.
very, very powerful creature.
It can be like a god. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
It can be if it exists long enough, though.
Yeah.
However, based off of your question and what you figured out one thing about it, and that its potential weakness could be fire.
Right.
It is scared of fire, and it does not like it.
I might have a plan, but we'll see what happens.
What would you like to do for the rest of your turn? You can see that the village itself is still on edge. And you can see the guards cleaning up the blood off the street and the body parts.
Let me think. I'm kind of stuck.
I do have only like 33 minutes left, so.
I know.
Well, if you can't figure out anything else to do, we'll just move on to Dark Eyes.
I'm gonna end my turn.
All right, Dark Eyes. What would you like to try? You basically heard
Yeah.
all of this stuff.
Yeah.
See the
Basically, like, we're committed to help them out. I want to ask if there's any good armor that we can use.
Are you asking the guard this?
Yes, that's what I just said. I'm asking the guard. I just said that.
I'm sorry, no, I didn't hear you because you cut out on my end.
No,
So
it's
you're
okay.
asking the guard where you guys can.
Yeah.
Well, the guard says the blacksmith department is always open. All you have to do is just turn your right here, go to this building. Our blacksmith will help supply you, or maybe even at a discount, explain the situation. They could probably give you some sort of basic tools or weaponry to work with, depending on how much gold pieces you have. But that's all that's about it, really. But after this situation, don't be surprised if some of the merchants around here are not going to sell anything.
So you don't have anything already prepared?
Unfortunately, not at the moment.
Okay. Well, go ask the blacksmith then what they can do for me. Because I only have leather armor.
And then suddenly, from a distance, you guys can actually see a door being kicked down from one of the housing places. And you can actually see a man from a distance. Or what could be a body of some sort. You can see what happens to be a 7-foot tall humanoid figure. He is wearing full-bladed armor. You can't see his face. His armor is actually black. And he has a bow on his back. And he has a great sword on his back as well. He also has a belt, like a belt of knives around his chest. And both of his hands are basically like crunched together into fists. And he's just walking down like the middle of town towards you guys. And then suddenly you could see the two girls. They basically like widen their eyes. And they pretty much just run up to him. And they said, "Father, what are you doing?" And then suddenly he says, "After what that creature did, I have to kill it. I have to take care of it. If it doesn't, it's just gonna wreak more havoc." And the kid said, or Sierra said, "Father, you can't. It's too strong. It'll hurt you too, like it did Mommy." And he said, "Doesn't matter. I have to do something. Who are these gentlemen? I noticed that they were with you. What did they want, and what is their purpose?" And he looks at you three. He's basically, he's looking at you three, and he said it loud enough for you three to hear. And that essentially means that's their father.
Okay.
And he's not happy. He's very angry. Yeah, he's wearing like black heavy plate armor, and he has a great sword on his back, and he has like a black bow on him too, and he has a giant quiver on his back as well. You could tell this man's got experience. And it looked to me like he wanted to live in a peaceful life, but as soon as that happened, yeah.
Okay.
So he's asking, but I guess Pixel first.
All right.
So he's asking, what are you three doing here? I saw you with my girls.
Your girls were being chased by that thing, and we were trying to get the thing, like the creature, away from them, but it flew off.
Roll a charisma check.
All right.
I hate you.
I hate you. I hate you and your
17.
daughters.
17.
Oh god. So like this whole time, that would be the worst time to even say that.
Oh, God.
That'd be even worse than saying it to the goddess.
Oh, really? The goddess has more power.
Okay, so
Right.
alright. Let's see. So you rolled a 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it exactly that you're wanting to tell him?
That the creature were chasing the girls, and right when we were like, it was about to notice them, the creature flew off.
So basically you're saying like you essentially rescued them, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like sort of, kind of.
So you basically
And
say
we were leading
so basically just to make it you pretty much tell them like you found them in the forest with the creature destroying pieces of it, and you basically like made them come over to you guys, and the girls were safe, and then the monster flew off, and then they brought you back to town.
right.
Is that all right? That makes that sounds a lot easier. So you said that to him, and he looks to his girls and he says, "Sierra, is that true? Is he being honest?" And Sierra says, "Yes, father, that is true. These men, they even saved us. I mean, I didn't even see them until they waved at us. We couldn't even know where to go. The scary monster was destroying pieces of our forest. And they came along, and they seemed pretty strong too, father. But I don't know. I don't want you going out adventuring again, or slaying like you have before." And he basically like kneels down and he like pats her head and says, "Sierra, I've been doing this all my life, and I may have retired for a bit, but after this situation, I had to put my life on the line again. But I'm prepared. I've slain beasts like this constantly, day after day, before. At this rate, the only thing I have to protect is you and your mother's integrity. And this town as well. I wish to live a peaceful life, but after what that creature did, unfortunately it's not going to be that way. And as for you two, I want for you to stay elsewhere. This town is dangerous, especially after that situation. In the meantime, I'll figure out a place for you two to settle." And so he basically looks at you three, and he says, "So, you enjoy adventuring, don't you, you three? You wish to slay, you wish to hunt, explore, do all that good stuff. Is that what you enjoy? All three of you?" And Dive could be the next person to respond.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind adventuring and slaying all that stuff. But all I know is that the girls want us to help the village and to slay the beast.
Roll charisma.
6. My God.
He couldn't.
I
He
hate
couldn't.
you.
He couldn't.
No, that's a one.
So all you basically said, yes.
All right, whatever.
That's all you said.
fine.
You just said yes. That's all you said.
That's fine.
And then he says, "Well, for saving my daughters, potentially, and for doing what you've done, and for what this creature has done, I hope you don't mind. And I guess you have no choice, but you'll have to take me with you.
I'm fine
Really
with that.
That's fine.
There is no cost. I will not charge you, but the only thing that I want is that monster's head. Or both. Doesn't matter."
I would like to ask him a question. Can I at this moment, or
No.
Okay.
Well, now it'll actually be Dark Eyes' turn.
I mean, yeah. All right.
By the way, this is for rolling a 20.
Huh?
Moving on.
Because he did originally roll in at 20.
He did roll a 20. And like I said, good things happen when you roll a 20.
Um,
Now, go ahead, Dark
yeah.
Eyes.
So I want to ask him if he has any like other preparations for us too, if he's gonna come with us.
Are you asking him for weapons?
Yeah. Because he's a
Charisma
big,
check.
he's a big guy, so
Oh, he's huge. He's probably like 300 pounds.
I got a 6 as well.
You pretty much just
Wait, hold
said-
on. 6 plus. Hold on. I forgot I had charisma. Plus 2, yeah. So I have an 8.
All you said to him is... The only thing you said to him is, well, we need weapons. That's all you said to him.
Okay.
Better than saying, I hate you. Alright. No, if you roll a 1, yeah. You'll say some really bad stuff. Okay, so he says, weapons. You need weapons? Well, a blacksmith has a lot of weapons, but unfortunately that old bastard charges a lot. But as for my building... Oh, excuse me. But that dummy has a lot of hard, bad charges on his place. But if you used to come back to my home, I'll supply you if you can even handle my gear.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see. I got the strength for it.
From what I've seen from that beast, I noticed the guards was using flames, fire, and it seemed to have burned it. Some of its skin has actually crawled off of it, but it quickly regenerated upon itself. It seems as if fire is some sort of weakness for it. And
So
from
we just
creatures
need-
such as this, it seems to target specifically dead bodies, or corpses per se.
I would like to ask, can we find a cleric, because there's a possibility that it could cause curses too, since it's undead.
Are you saying
Like a
repeat
fellow
yourself?
cleric.
Are you you're asking for a
Like
cleric?
Like, do we have any fellow clerics in this town?
Roll a charisma check.
Eight.
So you pretty much just say, "Do you have a cleric in town, by any chance?" And he says, "You're looking at him."
Oh, so the father's a cleric.
Well, he could be other things too. He claimed he was an adventurer before. You don't know his stats exactly, but you do know that he is very strong. A very
Okay.
strong warrior from some time. In fact, he could be multi-classing.
Okay.
So he says, "What are you needing a cleric for exactly?"
Because since he is undead, or can control, like, can possess, I think, undead. It's undead like.
That silly spell, that won't work on that beast. It's too powerful for that. I tried it myself before it was too late. It didn't even do anything to him whatsoever. That spell would only work on a weapon per se if it was corrupted with that. Or even maybe a small body part onto a human. But not on a beast that large. Even with an arm, you'll have to be lucky.
No, I'm saying that arm that the guard had of what was left of, you know.
Oh, that's the kid's mother arm.
If it touched that, then when that also...
Mm-hmm. Are you saying since it touched that?
Bodies that have been, that are left,
You're not making any sense. Repeat yourself.
No, I'm saying when all the dead bodies that have been made contact with the zombie, when it be contaminated.
Yes, they're all contaminated, but I don't know about you, but burn the corpse of my, or I'd rather not burn my wife's arm.
But when you rather not have your wife hurt your fellow elves.
He pulls out his sword and he points at you and he says, "Listen, you're asking too many questions, more than you should. If you're gonna keep asking questions like that, I'll make sure your head isn't on your shoulders. You listen to me from now on, and if you give me any smart mouth in regards to my wife, I'll be sure that this blade is clean across your face. You got it?"
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And he says, "Good. Leave that to me. I'll do whatever I wish when it comes to my wife. And I'll even take care of that arm as well." And as you see him, he pretty much grabs the arm and he pretty much places it onto his belt. You can see that the arm portion of it is actually kind of black. And you can see that it's like a bit faded. And you can see on his left hand, you can see like he puts his hand onto it. And you can actually see it restoring a bit. And you can see that the corruption onto it is actually gone. But all that's left is just an arm, really. He even says, "If my cleric ability was stronger than this, I'd already have her revived, but her whole body is missing in that. I forgot I had to be family friendly." He said I would revive my own wife, but I do not have her whole body for that, and she has gone missing forever into that beast. So from this rate, I will let the guards take care of whatever is left onto the town. I'm actually in charge of this place. Surprisingly enough. But just know that fire is one of its biggest weaknesses, and we'll do whatever it takes to take care of it. I've already told the guards to clean up whatever mess is onto here and just burn it. But leave the wife's arm, and if they touched it, I would kill them too. He's mad.
Yeah, I can tell he's pissed.
He's mad, but you would be too if your wife, got eaten up.
Yeah.
So now he says, "So you guys want weapons and such? Come to my building." And goes, "Follow me too. I don't mean for Daddy to scare you, but I'll take you somewhere safe. Do not worry, I promise you." And so you basically see him pick up the baby. Not the baby, but you see him like pick up one of the girls with one of his hands and like holds her, and then she just like holds the teenager's hand and just walks him toward the house. And then he looks behind him and says, "Are you three coming?"
Yeah, I'm coming.
All right. So you three are actually foreseen, and you've actually reached in front of the home. And you pretty much see him say, well, I'm going to be asking from you, alright? And he pulls out his satchel, or what seems to be like a pouch. And he says, there's enough gold pieces in here for you to take a ride or a wagon out of here. Go to another village. In fact, the closest one here is Egon. Try and find yourself a home there. And if Daddy is still around, I'll be sure to come back there to visit you. For now, do the best that you can to find any sort of work that you can over there. And tell them that I sent you. And they'll be sure to take care of you. And Sierra says, but Daddy, we're worried about you. What if the monster hurt you? Like it did Mommy? And he says, don't worry. I'll be okay. Just for now, do the best that you can to stay safe for me. You are all that I have. And so you see him whistle at a wagon rider, and they proceed to ride over to him. And he looks at you three and he says, before we get into the weapons and such, mind if I take care of my daughters first?
Go right ahead.
And he says, thank you. So you see him going through the process of that. Now, whose turn was it last?
Pixels.
It was mine.
Alright, Pixel. What would you like to do? Currently...
Wouldn't it be Diev's turn now, then?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Go for it, Nagook. What would you like to do? You are actually in front of the man's... you can see that the village, or like the middle of it, it's like almost cleaned up. You can see that the general store is actually like back up in business and working. Same for the blacksmith. You can also see the town hall as well.
Okay.
I forgot to mention, let's see. Never mind. No, that's not important. Oh, and there is actually a medical place as well.
Okay. Well, I would like to take a look. Well, take a look at my hand and sword as I'm clenching my fist on the handle, just to get as I'm being reminded of the corruption being faded away from the wife's arm.
So you look at your hand and your arm. You see that your hand is perfectly fine, but it still feels like it still feels just weird because you had experience with this, and you have some more knowledge as to how it feels and how it can actually affect weapons. You know for a fact that if this stain was to stay on to weapons long enough, even its blood, over probably a span of a day, maybe less, you know something can get cursed, or something can actually affect an item, whether it be a weapon, environments, so on. All it would have to take is just blood, or probably a very, very special organ of a being, such as a heart.
No, the armor is not enchanted. It's just fine. It's just my weapon's been cursed because I didn't realize I still had the heart.
You had this creature's heart. Yeah. And since that's like a vital organ of that creature specifically, that seemed to have targeted your blade and cursed it.
Then it moved on to my hand.
You hold on to your own hand.
No, and then it moved on to my hand as I cursed my blade.
Yeah, that's what it did. It moved on to your hand. It cursed your blade first, and then like the heart itself just like it just literally blended in with the blade, and then it just like reached on the hilt, and then while you were holding the hilt, it affected your hand as well. It just slowly like creeped up on you and corrupting your body slowly but surely. And based off of what you've seen, you know that this thing can morph or transform or evolve.
Yikes, okay.
And no, his arm is not enchanted. If he was to get, if he was no, I'll just say this now. If he was to actually be affected by that completely in full, yeah, you kind of would be done for. Just saying, you'd be done for. Like you would just become a berserker at that point, or like a monster, and you'd be strong enough to kill your rest of your party members. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Just advising you. Because this thing that you're dealing with is very powerful, and the effects that it has is also dangerous. However, you notice that it has a bit of a limit too, just from thinking about it. Because over a span of a day, it stopped, like, corrupting your sword. It literally just stayed at that point. So it has some sort of limit to it, but with certain altercations, it could evolve it. It's very complicated, and you don't have too much knowledge onto it. All you know is that it's dangerous, and it can transform, and it needs to be destroyed. Alright, I guess that'll be your turn.
Alright.
Okay, what would you like to do, Dark Eyes?
Just thinking. Let's see here. I want to do a. I can't think of what kind of check it is, but I want to just try to figure out if this guy is actually, trusted, like trustful.
Are you doing sense motive?
What was that?
Sense motive?
I guess I just want to I don't know, call his bluff or something. I just want to I don't know. I just, the way he's been kind of treating not Pixel, Meryl, and just, I don't know. I just want to make sure he's trustworthy if he's going to come with us.
His wife got eaten in front of him.
I understand that. I still want to just know if he's not just gonna, leave us hanging or, because this is a big deal, right?
He said he doesn't want to leave you behind because you saved his daughters.
Yeah.
And he says he wants to join. And he says he wants to join you guys because of that. And he said without you guys, they probably would be dead.
Yeah.
So that's why he has some faith in you guys. So are you trying to call his bluff?
I don't know. I'm just trying to. I just don't want to get screwed over, So I just want to make sure he's actually a good guy, and he's
a good guy.
Okay.
He multi-classes with the cleric. He obviously cares a lot about his people and his townsmen.
Okay.
He's just very angry right now.
Okay.
He's not himself right now. He's like a completely different person.
Okay. So,
and he's basically in like killer mode in a sense.
Didn't he take us back to where
He's taking you back to his supposed storage home.
Okay.
He's basically, but the first thing though that he's wanting to do is take care of his daughters and send them off to another village so they're safe, because he doesn't feel comfortable with them being in that village after that incident. But the town that he's sending them to is basically like a rich place or like a rich castle village, and they'll be safe there. And he basically said, "Tell them that I sent you, and when they know that for a fact, then we'll go from there."
Okay.
He even gave them like a just to prove it.
Okay. So I want to ask him if there's a place that we can stay for the night to rest.
Is that alright?
He's still busy trying to send them off.
Yeah. I only have 4 more minutes for this.
All right. Okay. I'll just say this. Okay. So you basically say, once you get there, find work, find your job, do whatever you can to stay safe. Try and enjoy yourself there. There's a lot of good friends, a lot of good people. There's a lot of elven children such as yourself. Be safe for me, and I will be safe too. I promise you. There's nothing bad that's gonna happen. Sierra and Blaren. And Blaren looks at him and says, "Daddy, I love you." And then he pats her head and he says, I love you too. Now, I want you two to be sent off and take care for me. And Sierra basically hugs him and he just pats her head. And then he gets off the wagon and then he basically he pulls out his pouch, he pays the wagon's man, a few gold pieces to send them to that town. And then he just puts his pouch away, and the wagon's man basically gets on there. He crackles at the horses, and then they just get to moving. And then he waves at them goodbye, and then the wagon's man goes down the path to that village. And so he looks to you three, and you are asking him if there is an inn?
Yeah.
Or a place to sleep in?
Yeah.
He said, so you gentlemen want a place to sleep. You want something, you just want to rest your pretty heads onto a nice warm bed, so that way you'll feel better in the morning, correct?
It's better than a jail cell.
He says, you know what? Screw it. I have enough. I can afford it. You gentlemen seem to have cared about my daughters when nobody else has. So, I'll buy you a room or two. In fact, let's see. Oh, but out of the thing, but would you like to check your weapons first, or would you just like to wrap it up?
We can get our second weapons.
Yeah, I want to get weapons.
All right.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get us all prepared for.
Although I have nothing, so I can't really.
Yeah, you ain't got crowd.
So basically,
I'm
yeah,
here.
if we can get weapons, better weapons, and if I can get some armor, and then if we can get some food, I don't think we've eaten really much, so.
He said food, weapons,
And a place
an
to sleep.
armor, and a place to sleep.
Is that too much?
I got you covered, but you'll have to pay me back in some way,
Yeah, we will. I will definitely.
and it won't be with gold, but it'll be with your lives.
Okay.
Okay.
He said, then that's settled. I'll have you gentlemen prepared for what's going to be coming down your path. So he basically takes out his key and he unlocks the storage door, and then he opens it. You go into the room, and what you see is you could see a bunch of weapons on the walls. You could see great swords, short swords, long swords. You could see on the other side of the wall, you could see heavy plate armor. You could see medium armor. You could even see some leather armor and scaled mail. You could see on like the other side of the wall, you could see some crossbows. You could see some regular bows as well. And on the other side, you could see a few red potions on the side too. And he says, I prepared for this situation in case that this was to happen. I even had to come here for a moment so I could get suited up in my best armor. This armor is enchanted, made by the strongest mithril known to mankind. It can deflect a lot of different attacks. Not even your weak weapons can harm me in any sort of way. You can't even make me move an inch. And unfortunately, I don't have all of this kind of armor to spare to you. But I have some spares to help you gentlemen out. But you can't take a lot because it'll cost you your speed. So you'll have to pick your poison. As for you guys, you'll just have to stick to swords, maybe some decently light armor, and stick to flame weapons for now. Torches, fire arrows, that sort of thing. You'll have to light up your fire arrows too, with some sort of igniting tool.
Some sort of fuel.
Yeah, fuel or igniting tool, that kind of thing. And he says, I prepared for this situation, and as an elf such as myself, I have experience with a lot of different types of creatures. I have had experiences with dragons, beasts, you name it. I even had to slay a few creatures and wizards in my time to take care of this whole entire planet. And get this, you can't see his face. His face is like his face is like got a helmet on it, and he has a visor, and his armor looks sharp too, and it's black. He also has like, you know how some of them like helmet ponytail on it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has like a black ponytail on his helmet in a sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he says, last thing a lot of people expect from elves is warriors and all these physicality attacks and all this other stuff. They usually use magic or some sort of sneaky tactics. But for me, well, I'm a different kind of elf. I'm a wood elf specific. I love doing a lot of different combat, and I'll only resort to stealth if necessary, such as a creature such as this. But for you gentlemen, I'll arrange something for you. And he looks at he looks at who went last?
I did.
you go.
I didn't really
Okay,
have
okay. He looks at
turn,
Meryl.
All right.
He looks at Meryl and he says, "So what would you like to get? You can't carry too much on you because that's gonna cost you on your weight, and you'll be slow as crap too. So you can only carry so much on you, even though you don't look like you ain't got crap on you." So basically, you have like whatever like. Okay, so you're a clear, correct?
Right.
So you are able to have like simple weapons, and you can also use like heavy armor too.
All right.
You can use like clubs, daggers, darts, crossbows, heavy maces, javelins.
What would be best to keep a light on fire then?
Torches, flint and steel. I could give you a flint and steel.
Yeah, flint and steel would be useful.
Flint and steel will help a lot, but he has like a fancy flint and steel that's like, you know.
What was that
Yeah,
you
the-
cut off?
Oh, sorry. He ain't like it's not like rubbing two rocks together, but it's almost like a lighter. He has
Okay.
like a thing where like it sparks and it just like lights it up, and then you can shoot a fire arrow. But that would take a while though. He basically the stuff that he has prepped. He has arrows that have fuel onto it. He has regular arrows as well. He has piercing arrows. He has long bows and short bows. He has short swords, and I'll just say this: a lot of people don't really like short swords, but I recommend some short swords if you're going to like small caves or if you're fighting like small creatures like goblins and stuff.
Yeah.
I recommend it because if you have like a long, like a, you're gonna like bang around in the cave and they'll probably like chop you up.
I see you have watched Goblin Slayer.
That's a good show, but
Yeah.
that's also reality too. Just letting some of you know that.
Yeah, that was
And
out of,
yes, just like Goblin Slayer, fudge around. Are you happy I caught myself, Kenneth? Alright. Now, yeah, so you have a list of options that you from. Since you rolled that 20, you have been rewarded with not only a powerful adventure on your side, but you also have an option to get weapons and armor for free, without cost. However, like I said, there's a limit as to how much you can carry too, and you don't want to be slow either. So pick and
Right.
choose wisely with your stuff.
So Joseph Manska
but
in
the
the chat
thing
just
is-
gave me $4. Does that equivalent anything to gold in the D&D?
Yes, exactly. Alright, anyways. anyways.
I'm sorry.
But the thing is, he's not like giving you overpowered gear or anything. It's still basic gear, but like it's just more weight based at that point. If that makes sense. He's not giving you like no super armor, like enchantment armor or any of that crap. He's just allowing you to use like basic weapons like great swords and that kind of stuff. And I know Dive wants a great sword, so I know he's gonna pick that.
Yeah.
It's a great sword, and but it's not like I said, it's nothing like super fancy. There's not like special effects or anything. It's just weapons and armor and arrows, and that's perfectly fine because you guys need those changes anyway.
Here's another $2 from Joseph Manska. Another some
Jesus
more gold.
Christ. That's like 6 gold pieces. All right, let's see. All right, so since you guys are actually Meryl, what would you like to get? Did you want like what exactly are you wanting?
I think I would like the bows and arrows.
All right, so you want like a long bow or a short bow?
Short bow.
All right, good job. All right, let's see. So you want a short. See how much damage it does. Okay, so it does 1d6. And it weighs 2 pounds. And I believe its range is 60 feet. Its critical is 3d6 plus whatever dexterity modifier you have.
Also, I need to look at my dexterity right quick.
Yeah. Its type is piercing.
I get a +1.
All right.
So
Okay,
it would be
so
+3.
yeah, for your crit it'll be +3. And for your type it's gonna be piercing.
You said how much was the range?
60 feet, since it's a short bow.
Oh, Stitch says, don't forget to buy some fire arrows.
Yeah, I would also like to get some arrows.
Alright. Okay. So
Some
arrows
fire.
cost since this guy has at least 300 arrows. And he has quivers, right? And each quiver contains 50 arrows.
Each quiver contains 50 arrows.
Yeah, he has 6 quivers in his store. Each quiver contains 50 arrows in it. And let's see, if used okay. Let's see. So for 20 arrows, that'll be... Okay, so you'll be holding about 70 pounds, or 7 pounds for a quiver.
70 pounds.
No, it's like,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
7 pounds for a quiver. 7, not 70.
That's too much for arrows.
Oh, and get this, alright, for these arrows, right, they have fuel on them, but you can also use them as regular arrows too. So you're better off just grabbing them, like, they're a multi-purpose arrow, basically.
Red arrows.
They're a multi-purpose arrow. They can be ignited on fire, or they can just be used as a regular. But I will warn you, if you burn them on fire, you cannot retrieve them.
All
What should
right.
what should be magnesium arrows?
No. No. I ain't spoiling you that much.
No.
No, none of this stuff's enchanted. It's just basic gear. The only enchantment stuff that is being provided is what that guy has on him.
I don't think magnesium is in chance, but okay, we'll roll with it. It's a metal.
No, it's not made of magnesium. It's just made out of regular steel and wood.
Okay.
And it has fuel on it. That's all it's made out of.
How
Nothing
much
special.
do the
or fancy.
arrows weigh if I get a quiver full of them?
Like I said, it weighs 7 pounds.
Oh, for a full one. Okay.
Yeah, for the quiver and the arrows, it would be 7
Okay.
pounds. Because 20 arrows weigh 3 pounds, right? So 50 arrows, that would be 7 pounds.
Okay.
All right.
right.
So okay, so you're getting a little bit of weight on you. Would you wait? You even have any armor on?
I have leather armor.
Oh, okay. Would you like any armor by any chance, or are you good?
Do we have any that is about the same weight class? Like, but might be better.
So, are you talking like a chain shirt or something?
Like,
Are you talking like light armor?
like, I guess better quality with what we're dealing with. I guess.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just an upgrade, a small little upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you want better armor, is that correct?
Yeah, better than leather armor.
Better light armor.
Better light armor, chain shirt. Chain shirt or studded leather. Because basically, I'll explain the difference. Studded leather gives you it gives you 3 for your armor class, a 5 for your maximum dex, and a -1 to your armor check penalty. You know, but with the chain shirt, that gives you like +4 armor, a 4 for your maximum dex, and a -2 for your armor check. I mean, in my opinion, I would pick the chain shirt because that just gives you more armor, and you need that.
Sure, chain.
So you basically put on the chain shirt, and it's like that's basically what it is. I mean, you just put on like you pretty much have like a chain suit on, if that makes sense, underneath your clothes.
Okay.
So
You have chain links underneath.
all right. So
And the stats for that chain shirt is light.
like
The armor class or the armor plus bonus for that is 4.
+4.
Yes, it is +4. You'll have to change your armor class because we're making adjustments.
Right.
Your maximum dex bonus is 4. Your armor check penalty is -2.
Hold on. And that needs to chain. All right.
Your armor check penalty is -2, and your arcane failure chance %, but you don't have to worry about that, Cleric.
Wait, check penalty was -2. Spell failure was 10%. 20%.
Alright. I think that'll do for you.
And speed 30, weight 15.
Yeah, it's 30.
Oh, weight is 30.
It's just 30. Your speed, your speed is 30.
So weight is 30.
Oh, the weight is 25 pounds.
Okay.
Alright. Will that be it for you?
Also need to check how much I have in terms of weight.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move on from you because we're...
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't worry about that
Dive.
later.
Dive, what would you like? Let's start off with weapons.
A great sword.
Alright, give me just 1 second. So you see that there is one greatsword that's actually on the wall. And I believe you're gonna want that.
Yeah.
And you're gonna... Alright. And you will be able to equip that. So I'll give you the stats for that. The greatsword is a martial two-handed melee weapon. And its damage is 2d6 plus your strength modifier.
That's 4.
Huh? Or wait a second. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Since you're using a two-handed weapon... Ooh, okay, what's your strength modifier?
4.
Wow, okay, so since you're using a two-handed weapon, your damage is going to be 2d6 plus 8.
Oh my god.
And the reason why it's plus 8 is because it's a two-handed weapon, which basically means it's like twice as much damage.
And my critical is 46 plus 16.
Yes. A lot of damage. It's very powerful. You're essentially going to be the DPS of the team. See, the weight of it is going to be 8 pounds.
What about attack bonus?
Your attack
Nothing.
bonus? Your
Yeah.
attack bonus doesn't change.
Oh,
Or,
okay.
oh no, wait, I'm sorry. Your attack bonus is just +4. Or
Plus four.
+5. Because what's your base attack bonus?
Base attack bonus. I have 0 on it.
Okay, then your attack bonus is just, it's just 4.
Okay, so
What am
attack
I
bonus
hearing?
is 4. Some.
What the hell?
This is family.
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine.
I don't know what the hell just happened.
It's fine.
I'm guessing this is slashing.
Yes, it's slashing. And the range is M for melee.
Right. I'm probably going to have to do this in the documents.
That's fine. And the pounds is 8.
Pounds is 8. Okay. 8 pounds.
Are you going to want any armor, chat?
Oh yeah. I have medium armor already, so I guess I'll go for a better medium armor.
Alright. You could go heavy armor if you want. That's an option.
I could.
If you want to be tanky.
What heavy armor are there?
You got split mail, banded mail, half plate, and full plate. But full plate is the best one.
And what it says for full plate?
Full plate gives you +8 to your armor class. But you only have like a maximum dex bonus of 1, but you have like 0 modifier for that anyways.
Yeah, that's fine.
The armor check penalty for that is -6. So
6?
yeah, it's 6 for that. So you'll be suffering on that one. And the arcane spell you fail chance is 35%.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah,
I
okay.
highly recommend full plate because your dexterity is like it has a 0 modifier. But if you put that armor on, you'll be really tanky. Because I think what you're wearing right now is scale mail, right?
Hide.
Oh, it's hide. Wow. Okay. So what's your armor class right now?
14.
Okay. So if you used to wear plate, right? You would have an armor class of 19.
Alright, go big or go home. I'm gonna go full plate.
All right. I will warn you, full plate provides a lot of defense. Really good armor to have, in my opinion, especially at level 1. But you'll be slow. You're gonna be slow. So your speed is gonna be 20 feet.
That's fine.
Yeah, you're gonna be slow. Strength checks are not gonna be that great. But there are enchantments to help with that, and there's like abilities and stuff that can help change those statistics, and I can do those as well. So full plate, it takes a while to put that on, but I'll just let you suit that up. So you'll have like a helmet and everything. It's like full on armor. It covers your body and all that stuff, and it just grants you a lot of defense. So you'll have a full plate armor on, and you'll have a great sword as well.
Okay.
And that's gonna be 50 pounds for that whole suit.
Well, I'm already very strong. So
Yeah, you're strong, so you can carry that much weight.
what's my armor class bonus?
Your armor class bonus for the full plate is 8.
Okay. And
The
then
dex bonus is 1.
Check penalty is 6. Spell time is 35.
Yeah, it's -6.
Okay, so 19 armor class.
Really good to have. It's gonna be hard to pierce your armor because you have a lot of defense.
Am I able to have a bow of some sort too?
Yes, you can have a bow.
Okay, I'll go for a light crossbow.
Alright. All right, so you get a light crossbow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a 1d8 for your damage.
Okay. +4.
Uh,
I believe so. It's from.
no, that's your dexterity.
Oh, that's my dexterity. Okay.
Yeah, so it would just be a 1d8.
Okay, so my critical would be 2d8.
Yeah. And the range is 80 feet. The type is piercing, and it weighs 4 pounds.
Okay. 4 pounds. And I feel like I'm back to my 5e weapon loadout. God, I'm gonna have to do so much work on this. But it's worth it.
Alright, is there anything else that you'd wish?
Huh.
Unless you want a lot more weight on your back?
No. I want to ask him if he's experienced this type of corruption that I've experienced before.
He
So I
said this.
noticed that-
He said this is all new to him.
Oh.
He said this literally just happened, like just now. He
Yeah,
hasn't experienced this specific thing before, but he
Mhm.
has fought. But you can tell he has a lot of experience with killing, and adventuring and exploring.
Okay. So I'm the only one who's experienced corruption in this party.
Yeah, you're the only one that's experienced that.
Okay.
Alright, so I guess we'll move on. Alright, oh, and the guy looks at you. Sorry. Yeah. He looks at you and he says, he says, would you like to grab some bolts? I'm pretty sure you're gonna need those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I need some bolts. I forgot about bolts.
I would have been a jackass, but I'll be nice this time.
Yeah. I'll take some bolts.
Oh, that would have been so funny. Just imagine you pulling that out and then there's no bolts. That'd be funny.
I would have remembered anyways.
Alright.
Oh well, whatever.
The goose would have bolted afterwards.
Okay, so how many crossbows would you like to, or I'm sorry, bolts would you like to
Crossbows?
get?
I like 15.
You're not getting 15. If you get 15, he will slay you.
I'm kidding.
Alright. So bolts, right? It's 10 for light, and it would be like 1 pound for 10. How many would you want exactly?
10 for 1 pound.
Yes. He has about 100 crossbows. Or crossbow bolts.
Okay. I'll take 75.
Alright. That'll be about 7.5 pounds.
Yeah.
For those crossbolts. Alright, I think we'll move on to Kenneth from that point. To hurry this up. Alright, Kenneth, what would you like to get?
I basically I don't know how much is my morning star. How much does that weigh?
Let me look.
Oh yeah, let me look up something too.
Your morning star weighs 6 pounds.
So it's not that heavy.
That's kind of heavy.
It is heavy, yeah.
That's kind of heavy.
I thought it would weigh like 10 pounds or 20 pounds.
It's almost as heavy as a greatsword, so yeah.
I thought it would weigh like almost 50 pounds because
No.
it's a ball
No,
and it's like a chain, ball and chain, right?
Ridiculous.
That ball and chain that was on your leg.
Okay. I'll keep the morning star then. I just want a shield and some better armor. That's basically it.
You want a shield and you want better armor? What kind of armor are you looking at?
It's Something not
Here,
too
you do
heavy.
spells, so you gotta watch out for negative spell.
Wait, what?
The spell chance.
Right.
I have no idea what you're saying, but we'll move on anyways.
The spell failure.
Exactly. Since you're a sorcerer,
Oh, I can't really wear.
you can wear the
can.
well, you can, but
You can, but you gotta be careful about the spell failures.
that's what I'm saying.
So what about like leather that has studs on it? Was that gonna do anything?
Are you saying like studded the leather?
Yeah, is that gonna have an effect?
Well, I mean, you'll have a spell failure chance of 15% instead of 10. You'll get more armor bonus though.
Okay, let's do that one.
All right. So you get studded leather. It has a +3 armor bonus. A 5 maximum dex bonus.
Hold on, let me write it down. So plus
Alright.
3 what?
+3 armor class bonus.
Clay.
I
Okay,
bet you the people that are watching this right now, they don't understand anything.
that's fine. So plus 3 armor class bonus.
Don't worry,
+3 armor class bonus.
The
The
one I'm good
maximum
at.
dex bonus is 5.
Wait, 5 for dexterity?
For maximum dex bonus it's 5. And for your armor check penalty it's -1.
Hold on, what was that one?
-1 for armor check penalty.
Armor check. Okay.
And then for spell failure, it's 15%. And it weighs 20 pounds.
20 pounds. Okay.
Mhm. Would there be anything else you'd like to get?
A shield?
I don't think you can use shields
No? Okay.
as a sorcerer.
Okay.
Let me double check though.
Well, I have a shield spell anyway.
What?
I have a shield spell,
Okay.
so I'll just use that. I think you told me I can't have shields as a sorcerer.
You can't use shields because you don't know how to use them.
Okay.
You don't know how to use them unless you
Okay.
get like a general feat in them or something.
Cool. Are we just gonna rest now and then call it? Cause
Yeah,
it's an
we're
extra
gonna
30
do that.
minutes.
So basically, he says, all right, well, I hope you correctly and properly. Tomorrow we'll be on the hunt for this beast, or we'll try and do whatever we can to help who's ever here. Because for now, that beast is flown out somewhere that we can't even find it. Not even I could at the moment. But we'll find traces and we'll find tracks. Tomorrow, no, it's not going to be tomorrow for this campaign. Tomorrow we'll try...
not tomorrow for the campaign, but
yeah, not
next time we
tomorrow
play.
for this, but in game basically.
In game.
In game tomorrow. He says, by the time we wake up tomorrow, I want you men to try and do the best that you can to quest this out. We'll slay or we'll come across whatever we can to find this beast and take care of it once and for all. For now, I'll probably be on my own path. But for you, there will be a quest board open up. There will be boards placed in. It will have quests, specifically for this beast. But there will also be others, such as slimes, goblins, trolls, even dragons, if you even find them. I wish you men good luck, and we will do this tomorrow. And so he basically guides you guys into the inn. He talks to the innkeeper. He provides them the gold pieces to pay for your beds. And there's like 3 separate rooms for you guys. Then I'm just gonna assume you guys are just gonna rest in it.
Yeah.
Sure.
According to Ego.
Yeah.
And you'll just like remove your armor, and then you'll just sleep in it. You don't want. That's not comfortable.
No.
Yeah.
All right, and then we will pause on this point, and we will call it a night.
Awesome. 24-hour stream. No.
No, we ain't going that long. So yeah, oh, I got good news.
What's the good news?
All right, so Kenneth, how much experience do you have, and how much does everybody else have?
Well, we all got another 100, right? During that.
I got 300. Me basically got 300. Ego has 400.
So, well, no, you guys already had an extra 100 for ration
Right.
pain.
Sure, I had 300. I originally had 300, and the other two had 200, but they all got another 100. So I have,
Okay. I'm glad you guys. All right, thank you for telling me that. All right, I got good news. You all have gained 700 experience.
an extra 700.
Yes, from resting at the inn just
So
now.
we all leveled up.
You leveled
Yeah.
up. So
So we'll need to look at our
basically,
levels after.
So the reason, let me explain. So the reason you guys leveled up is you've explored some of the planes. You figured out more about this monster's capabilities. You were able to save the daughters, and you was able to come across a famous adventurer, and you were able to complete a quest with him getting his daughters out of the town. Well, safe and everything else. So since you guys managed to do that, you've earned yourself some experience. Not gold pieces, but just good old experience. And you've leveled up in the process as well. And we will go over leveling up later.
Yeah.
We'll go over leveling up later, because I know you guys are tired and want to go to bed.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I do.
But Eco is.
Except for Dive, but
I'm fine, but
I'm waking up early.
Alright. We will call it a night right there. And chapter 1 will be next
Time we do it.
next Sunday, yep.
Okay.
This was the prologue, by the way, so you know that. This was the
Okay.
prologue.
Two.
You have completed the prologue. You completed the prologue.
Congratulations,
So good
everyone.
job.
Yeah. All right. Good job and good night.
Alright.
Good night.